the I-form from this playbook. If you guys don't know, the Niners playbook is going to be the first ebook that I do this year. It's going to be the first playbook that I use, that I run. It's just favorites last year. There's a lot of changes to it based off the fact that obviously the zones react very differently. So if you did use this formation last year and you want to use it again this year, I'm going to show you guys how to do that. There's also a new split close pro, which has some really interesting plays, which I think ultimately can really mix in well. I'm not sure if I'm going to go into that formation today, but a play like the shovel option is a play that definitely would mix in really well. I like plays like that, be like a mobile quarterback. Now, a couple things you can do to make this formation even better. I, number one, always put in a running back at the second, the fullback spot. For blocking, maybe the fullback would be a better way to go, but ultimately I find it's best to just put in your best running back. I'm not really sure who that is. I'm going to guess it's Trevor Sermon. As a rookie running back, I'm not really sure. But that's going to be something that's important because this is a very good run formation. There's a lot of plays in the gun. Like if you go through most gun formations, as I'm accidentally messing up the packages here, if you go through most gun formations, you really only have the choice of like an inside zone. Where this formation here, you have a choice of a couple different things. So let's go ahead and let's start off with the run plays, and then we'll do some pass plays towards the end. I'm going to go ahead and set my audibles. One of my favorite, I was already in the audible. My favorite run by far is definitely the fullback inside, which is another reason why you're going to want to make sure that you have an actual running back there, because most fullbacks aren't good enough to run that play. Then I typically just leave it alone. I got the halfback wheel, I got the PAF slide. These are going to be some of the better pass plays for any scenario. I have a lot of one-play touchdowns that are coverage specific. I'm not sure if I'm going to go over that in this video, or if I'm just going to leave that for a next video, or if it's on my Patreon or my Join Now community tab. So let me know in the comment section if you like, but if you want to see that. Other than that, let's go and let's pick the fullback inside to start. On the defensive side, we're just going to match. We're going to hit random nickel. So like I said, one of the things I like about this, as far as the run plays go, is you have the option to go in either direction. Most plays just have the fullback here. We're in the Inner Harbor of Baltimore at M&T Bank Stadium. There's a scene a short time ago when Ravens introduced to the sellout crowd and for a sea of pyrotechnics out they came from the top. We're set to show as the Ravens get ready to match up with tackling Scott explosive touchdown run, which is hoping to get. We don't have a lot of success with it. So right at this point, we're going to get the come down the box there. I'm going to switch it up to the power out.
This taking it at the goal line.
You can really go
He's only made it to the 13-yard line and now
inside, run in that direction. But there'll be a lot of times where, you see a better opportunity just to take this sweep wide, and you can see how we're just having nothing but success over here. So like I said, this is one of my favorite formations to run out of, and it's also got a lot of explosive one-play touchdowns in the pass game. And when you run these plays, you really want to think about, this is more of an inside run, but you really want to think about it more like they're looping wide runs. You know what I mean? Like you typically, it's pretty obvious when it comes to the other play that it's best to take the power route outside, although a lot of times I try to take it inside. It's really, this right play is more of an outside read in, where the other play, the fullback inside, is more of an inside read out. But there's going to be a lot of opportunities where it's best to just run it out wide like this. And that's going to be really frustrating for you, especially with that whatever. They're going to have a hard time.
They may have thrown the interception, obviously less than ideal, but I think they also sent a message that they're going to push the ball downfield in this one.
Yeah, not afraid to take their shots right away, huh? What's that, like a 9-9-9?
So there's a lot of thinking jump pass plays that are really hard to stop. Let's go ahead and
work out so well because it certainly appeared the defense was prepared.
Like I said, I was running in the game that I put yesterday, the halfback split screen. I'm just going to go random defense because the next couple plays all pretty much work out against random defenses. So let's go ahead and let's pick random nickel again. This play here, I like plays like this where I don't like to run screen plays where there isn't a good backup option. This play here has an excellent backup option, which means I'm not dependent on the screenplay working out.
Stole my phone.
Really good play with a lot of success. So I typically want the play to work, but you can see it's not guaranteed. A lot of times the blockers just mess up. Or if they're out pretty good, they did a great job. But ultimately, this is one of the better plays that you can make sense. Like if you don't, like right there, they just got all messed up. So it's something where you want to try to pre-diagnose it. If you're looking at like the only thing that really should cover the table route on the right side, the RB route, is a man coverage. So as long as it's not a man coverage, you just should know that should be there all game, and then you can just steal that all game. And it's also a really good misdirection for your your
First
opponent.
play of the drive goes
You
the
can play
ball.
this two running back system, but your opponent's never really going to be able to get a beat on it. They're never really going to be able to guess which way you're going. Like I said, they're just going to be out of place all the time. That's the thing about this formation.
Looked at each other right
Really
when
a
he
lot of mind
flinched.
games
We
to
knew
play.
that flag was
The
coming.
next play is going to be the PAF slide. This is another play where it's all about the running backs once again. Although realistically, I'm reading RB back. As you can see, we have like a level setup here.
And the
We
ball
have
moved up here
the
down to
RB
second
route
and
and the
7
B route
following
here
the
are all
penalty.
in one direction. I'm just going to basically go from front to back and take which one I think looks like it's going to be open. Because a lot of times, it's going to be the same anyway. So you really have to kind of watch the user or watch the
Officially
depth
no
of the
gain
drops
on the play,
and see
and they're
this which
left
one's
with a
open. A lot of times they'll also put this X route on the
Good
street.
field
You can
position to
motion
start
around
the
a little
drive
bit, but I
under
really
the gun
want to
now here on
transition
3rd and
away
8.
as much as
Now
possible.
whistles come
Sometimes
in.
they'll do
We're
that.
going to get a
But
timeout
really,
here
this play
by
here
the
is really all about
offense.
the RB route. I find this
They'll
is
have
the best
2
catch
remaining as we step aside
a game
here in
where you
this
just
first
steal
quarter.
10 yards over and over and over.
On third down, it's Prescott.
I should have switched out my running back.
He's got the first
So I
down
can
inside the
have
10.
the best running back
Touchdown,
where I have where I want him. But at the end of the day, I'll probably just get the minutes return based off that. Now, if it's a man coverage, you can see I also have, that's my man route. Anytime I see a man coverage, I'm going to replay because I was
Now
talking
bring
really fast.
Zerline on for the extra point.
The table route for the underneath routes here will not be man coverage. You can see
And
over
this
pretty
is
much all
up
over
and
that.
good to
That's a
make
good
it
thing waiting to
7-0
happen.
Cowboys.
This route above him is typically a really good man beater, although he did a pretty good job. Like I expected a little bit better separation, but you can see that's your man beater right there. So anytime you see a man coverage, you're going to maybe want to switch your reload. That's pretty good coverage though. He said that's probably I don't even know what that is. He's doing a pretty good job. So the back down was
returning from the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled
you
at the
can
15.
see, like, if I have an elite speed guy, if he gets much better results, 15, 20 yards should be the minimum when you set your depths or set your running backs depth chart to what you want it to be. So like I said right here, anytime I have that, I typically want to wait till it gets out a little bit further. If you can see on the previous play, he didn't really follow much further. Sometimes I'll get it out a little bit early, but like I said, I still think it's best to motion this guy out a little bit, just try to get that cornerback as far away from the line.
Not to start the day we're hoping for. The interception of the first play of the game, it leads to 6 points the other way. How do you rebound from here?
And don't forget about that A route. I haven't really looked at that way because like I said, I'm just comfortable just basically checking that. But that A route gets open against most things as long as, like I said, the depth, the user is really the most important distinction. You can see right here.
What a start defensively. Your offense goes out, gets the touchdown, and then you get the interception. Just perfect.
How about the discipline that they showed on defense? Because after the offense scored to go up 7-7, you would think they might be a little extra aggressive trying to get back out. Instead, they read their keys well. When they took the shot downfield, they were more than prepared for that
the bread
one.
and butter of your offense before you get to some of the explosive plays. Just like I said, I will do in the next video.
So the
So
ball
if you
down
guys
to
want
the
to see
16
that
here for
tomorrow,
first
I can
and
put it out
10.
tomorrow. Hit the like button in the comment section. I'll do that. It'll be my first one-play touchdown-based scheme, and it's going to be a lot of it surrounding maybe 1 or 2 plays. So if you want to see that, like button in the comment section. Other than that, thanks for watching that.
With his
Now, need more
second
help or just
touchdown
want
of
to show
this
support,
opening
then head over to my
quarter.
Patreon
And the
and join my team.
Cowboys
We
lead
get
this now
exclusive content like
13-0
ebooks and bonus
here
plays
in
as
the
well as
opening
early
quarter of the
access to my
ball
bids
game.
and more. Link in the description below.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. Taken at the goal line. What was going on there? But the end.
All right, this game over with.
Well, I'm not totally privy to what went on with their offensive meetings, but Charles, something tells me that one wasn't in the plan.
Yeah, when we had our production meeting, they didn't exactly share that with us. But I'm pretty sure that on the play sheet, run backwards into your own end zone
check out my
play
CoinSpot
was
at
not written down.
AOEAH.com and use
And that's the kind of
discount
return you're
code
looking
for
for.
3%
To
off.
get you
Link
that
in the
spot on the
description below.
field, it allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling,
this is the full breakdown. This is probably close to 10 plays. I got the pass plays, 1 plays, 1 play touchdowns. man beaters, zone beaters, everything you need for an entire offense is going to be in this video. Now, this video used to be only available on my Patreon and my Join Now community tab, but I don't think they'll mind me putting it on here because I just dropped the entire Niners offensive breakdown, about a 2.5-hour long video on those sites. So if you want to get the entire breakdown of this offense, in my opinion, it's the best offensive playbook I've ever done. Check that out. Link in the description below. Other than that, the ebook should be out soon. Hopefully, it'll be out by the time I drop this video. If it is, we'll also be linked in the description below. Like I said, to me, these are amazing books.
My fault.
So if you guys want to get your offense up, check that out. Other than that, this video here is pre-recorded. I already put up the first two. And this is the full thing. So hope you guys enjoy it. Come back in a second to see what breaks down the video. Here's when I should look a little familiar if you follow my channel. It's the Gun School Close. This was one of my favorites last year. There's a lot of changes to it based on the fact that obviously the zones react very differently. So if you did use this formation last year and want to do it again this year, I'm going to show you guys how to do that. There's also a new split close pro, which has some really interesting plays, which I think ultimately should really mix in well. I'm not sure if I'm going to go into that formation today, but play like the shuttle option to play the definitely mix in well, like plays like that in quarterback. Now, a couple things you do to make this formation even better. I, number one, always put in a running back second at the fullback spot. For blocking, maybe the fullback would be better ready to go, but ultimately I find it best to just put in your best running back. I'm not really sure who that is. I'm going to guess it's Trevor Sherman. As a rookie running back, I'm not really sure. But that's going to be something that's important because this is a very good run formation. There's a lot of plays in the gun. Like if you go through most gun formations, as I'm accidentally messing up the packages here, if you go through most gun formations, you really only have the choice of making inside zone. For this formation here, you have a choice of a couple different things. So let's go ahead and let's start off with the run plays, and then we'll do some pass plays towards the end. And we're going to set my auto. I typically go, one of my favorite, how I was already know, my favorite run by far is definitely the fullback inside, which is another reason why you're going to make sure that you have an actual running back there, because most fullbacks aren't good enough to run that play. Then I typically just leave it alone. I got the halfback wheel, I got the PAF slide. These are going to be some of the better pass plays for any scenario. I have a lot of play touchdowns that are cover specific. I'm not sure I'm going to go over that in this video, or if I'm just going to leave that for a next video, or put up my Patreon or my Join Now community tab. So let me know in the comment section and hit the like button if you want to see that. Other than that, it's going to let's pick the fullback inside to start. On the defensive side, we're just going to match brand and nickel. So like I said, one thing I like about this, as far as the run plays go, is you have the option to go in either direction. Those plays just have the fullback here, who's typically a running back, doing an inside zone. That's basically what this is. It's an inside zone with a blocker, which if you really want to, you can put that, if you run this play a lot, you can put your fullback at the spot that you prefer to run there and then do yourself even better blocking. But ultimately, this is definitely the best run play. This look here, though, doesn't necessarily look like the best look, but you can see I still have success. Even if it's not going to be an explosive touchdown run, which I'm hoping to get, you're going to have a lot of success with it. So right here, now this one, a little bit of a different look. We have a cover free safety coming down in the box there. I'm going to switch it over and go the other way. Go to power. Oh, that's the point of this formation when it comes to the run play. You can really go either way. The bread and butter, in my opinion, is no doubt the halfback inside going in that direction. But there'll be a lot of times where, you see a better opportunity just to take this sweep wide, and you can see how we're just having nothing but success over here. So like I said, this is one of my favorite formations to run out of, and it's also got a lot of explosive one-play touchdowns in the past game. And when you run these plays, you really want to think about this is more of an inside run, but you really want to think about it more like they're looping wide runs. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty obvious when it comes to the other play that's best to take the power outside of the inside. It's really, this play plays more of an outside read in, where the other play, the fullback inside, is more of an inside read out. But there's going to be a lot of opportunities where it's best to just run it out wide like this. And that's going to be really frustrating for your opponent, especially if they're playing as a middle linebacker or user or whatever. They're going to have a hard time keeping up or, at least pre-diagnosing with the ball. One of my favorite things about this running system is that you can't really tell where the ball is going to go at any given time because it will really go either way. You go left or right, and they get him down, but not before he takes it. So there's a lot of bringing down pass plays that are really hard to stop. Let's go ahead and let's pick one of my favorites that I run a lot. Like I said, I ran in the game pool that I played yesterday, the halfback stick screen. I'm just going to go random defense because the next couple plays all pretty much work out.
I keep missing this shit. Good shit.
This play here, I like plays like this where I don't like the run screen plays where it's a good back. This play here here has an excellent backup option, which means I'm not dependent on the screenplay working out. That flat right there is a really good play that's going to have a lot of success. So I typically want the wide, play to work, but you can see it's not guaranteed. A lot of times the blockers just
my fault.
They do a great job, but ultimately this is one of the better plays that you can make sense of if you don't right there. They got all messed up. So it's something where you want to try to pre-diagnose it. If you're looking at like the only thing that really should come with the table around the right side RB route is a man coverage. So as long as it's not man coverage, you just should know that should be there all game. And then you can just steal the whole game. It's also a really good misdirection for your opponent. You can play this two-leg system to the point where your opponent's never really going to be able to get a beat on it. They're never really going to be able to guess which way you're going. They just right here. They're just going to be out of place all the time. That's the thing about this formation I like so much.
So
There's really a lot of mind games to play. The next play is going to be PAF slot. This is another play where it's all about the running back. But realistically, I'm reading RB back. You see, we have like a
Didn't catch that.
The RB route and the route, the A route, all going in one direction. I'm just going to basically go from front to back. He's hoping he's going to play down. So it's going to be open. Because a lot of times, it's going to be dependent on who the user covers anyway. So you really have to just kind of watch the user or watch the depth of the drops and see which one's open. A lot of times they'll also put this next route.
Short.
Away as much as possible. So sometimes they'll do that. But really, this play is really all about the best catch and run options in the game where you just can steal 10 yards over and over and over or more. Once again, I still have I should have switched out my running backs so that I could have the best running back where I have where I want. But at the end of the day, I'll just get the news for translation. Now with the man coverage, you can see I also have that's my man. Anytime I see a man coverage, I go to because I was talking about
good game, bro.
The table route or the underneath routes here will not be man coverage. You can see it here. He's pretty much all over that. That's a pick six waiting to happen. This route above him is typically a really good man beater, although he did a pretty good job. Like I expected a little bit better separation, but you can see that's your man beater right there. So anytime you see a man coverage, you're going to immediately want to switch your read over. It's pretty good coverage, though. Like I said, that's probably, I don't even know who that is. He's doing a pretty good job. So we backed out real quick. We set our running backs up how we want them because, like I said, this is really all about the catch and run after the fact. And you can see, like, if I have an elite speed guy, I'm going to be getting much better results. 15, 20 yards should be the minimum when you set your depths or set your running backs depth chart to what you want it to be. So like I said right here, anytime I have that, I typically want to wait till it gets out a little bit further. If you can see on the previous play, he didn't really follow much further. Sometimes I'll get it out a little bit early, but like I said, I still think it's best to motion this guy out a little bit. Just try to get that cornerback as far away from the line as possible. Here we have that man coverage once again. Like I said, I'll immediately switch over to that B route. He'll always be there against man. The running backs will always be the options against zone. And don't forget about that A route. I haven't really been looking that way because, like I said, I'm just comfortable, just basically checking it down, catching and running. But that A route gets open against most things. As long as, like I said, the depth, the user is really the most important distinction. You can see right here, like I said, if I low ball that, I'm low throwing it, hitting the left trigger or the L2 button if you're on PlayStation. To get that low throw. In that scenario, I don't think motion in the
We're back.
The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as the Ravens
A lot of Baltimore users. Back in Baltimore.
Hit the like button, let me know in the comment section how to do that.
Let's go, baby.
One-play touchdown-based scheme, and it's going to be a lot of it surrounding, maybe one or two plays. So if you want to see that, hit like in the comment section. Other than that, thanks for watching, man. Welcome back, Money Team. This is Mad Money Shots. Good night, the bag cheese as always. Got part 2 of my gun split close today. I told you guys in the last video if you wanted to see some one-play touchdowns out of this formation looking on the screen. Hit the like button, let me know in the comment section if you guys did that. So as always, if you guys want to see more stuff out of the matter, which is one of my favorite day, same thing. Hit the like button, let me know in the comment section. As always, I will continue to do that. I plan on doing
this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25.
Because I do plan on putting out them as my first ebook, hopefully in a couple of days, if not a little bit longer. But ultimately, this is one of my favorite formations from last year, and it's going to be one of my favorite formations going forward this year. I already put out a 4-play scheme. I'll put a link in the description below if you guys want to check that out. But for now, I'm really going to focus on some explosive plays, some one-play touchdowns that obviously everybody needs in the new game. Now, The number one play that I didn't go over in the first video that I really wanted to was the halfback wheel. This is a very explosive play. It has a lot of different one-play touchdowns you can create out of it. That's going to be one of the first plays I show, and then I also have a lot of really good plays to work along later. So let's go ahead and pick the halfback wheel. I said in the first video to make sure that, you know, to substitutes to win the point where you really have your best running backs at each of your running spots. You typically have a fullback. So just make sure you have running backs. Your best running backs should typically be at the actual fullback spot. That's where I want my, you know, the majority of my plays are going to go, but that doesn't really matter. So ultimately, let's go ahead and let's set up the play halfback wheel. On the defensive side, we're going to start off with cover 2 and then work our way back, because that's typically what I want to do.
What's up, guys? You ain't trying to play?
Each individual defense. So we're going to pick Tampa 2 to start. So this
Shoot the friendly. I give you the friendly, man.
You can run this against just about anything. You can see this Y route's going to get open in the flat. The flats are always going to be there. There's a lot of really good dink and dunk check downs. Even the B route is a really good play. There's not a lot of you know, adjustments needed if you're just going to run this play as is. It's a good dink and dunk play, just like the first video I put out. But if you put the B route on a streak, there's a couple things you can do to make this a very successful one. Defenses against cover 2, just streak that B route.
You playing or what?
B route's going to be a really good option. Again, because it's going to be back. But ultimately, the real plan here is big play, which is going to be the A-gap. This is a simple cover 2 concept. You can do this on a lot of different things, and then you see how it's basically done up that cover over there. So lots of things you can do there. You can motion the running back out as well. Sometimes I do that if I'm trying to go right down for the B route. So this will actually, you know, it's good, something that will confuse your opponent a little bit, but you can see, I mean, it just helps to create separation. So it's something that you can do. I would make a habit of motioning out this receiver, but with George Kittle, because he's not going to have a third receiver, but I would get in the habit of motioning out. You're very important when it comes to the cover 3 1-point touchdown. Let's go, let's move on to the cover 3 1-point touchdown. Against cover 3, this is a good play just to work these flats. And that's pretty much going to be your best.
Good tackle, good tackle.
You see, the coverage plays back to where he's 10 yards down the field before there's even anybody in the air. So just anytime somebody's playing cover 3, cover 4, just work flat. So against cover 3, I just want to make sure that I run this from the hash mark to the open side of the field. That's going to be the most important thing because you need to really create a lot of space. So I'm going to run this from the left hash mark to the open side of the field on the right. Motion out, you know, this running back here just to motion that safety across. That just brings the safety over to a little bit of a better area. Then I'm going to basically just streak the B route and streak the X route. That's all I really have to do. And then this is going to be play. And then you're going to see that I can pretty much just bomb this up right between the giant cover 3 seam. That's how you beat cover 3. You have to essentially create a much wider field. This is going to be consistent. If I were to start this play from the center of the field or any other area, it's really not going to work. You have to start from a hash mark, whether it's going to be the left or the right. You can start from the right hash mark and just make sure you run the play to the left side. It doesn't really matter. But ultimately, the way that Madden is right now, before they patch it, this is how you create separation of the cover 3 seam. Now, I have the streak here is just basically meant to pull this safety to the left as possible in that area because that cornerback has to react. You see the cornerback slows down. He's covering, then he has to react to the underneath routes, and that's when the safety up top is over. Watch it for that safety.
Good shit. We let him get that bullshit off. Come on, fellas. Fuck y'all doing?
So that I can basically roll up. And like I said, the reaction time in the field, lead speed safety average, maybe he makes a play.
Got a ball game now.
He's the second best safety in the game. So if he can't make a play on it, especially since I only have a overall. So if he can't make a play on this ball in the air, most safeties won't be able to see this one. We're going to do that again.
And this winds up a pickup of 2,
the only thing
maybe
about
2.5 to about the 39.
Double team J.J. Watt, so
that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We already talked about when they take a good step or not. Many times you just don't take any steps. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make
Good shit, good shit.
I gotta make sure
We'll take that, baby. It's crazy you got that bullshit off, though.
Like I said, it's not not a huge separation, but it's enough that you can score easy one-play touchdowns against cover 3. Now, this play will beat both cover 4s. There's two different types of cover 4s. Cover 4 forward, which is like a cover 4 matching principle, and then there's cover 4 drop. This will beat both, but it'll do it in different ways. So we'll start off with cover 4 drop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set max throw, motion this guy out, put this A on the drag.
Good D, fellas.
That's all she wrote. So you're basically just going to be buying time. Hopefully JJ Watt
Ooh, you want to let his nuts hang.
inside that first safety, even though there's a superstar safety back there, he's not going to make that play. Now, I didn't really time that very well.
You want to let his nuts hang.
And I don't really have like a pass receiver either, so like I said, you're basically just watching this guy. Once he gets inside of his safety, if I go back to the other safety, I mean, it's just a bullet pass through for safety. So if you go back to this other safety, these guys.
Oh, good shit. Slow ass white boy.
The way that the Madden defenses typically handle these type of plays is they split the field in half.
Motherfucker. Alright.
They just stay depressed.
Alright.
Responsibility is the right half of the field. And then by the time this guy crosses into the right half, you can see that's when this guy starts to react. But the second he gets closer to react, it's too late because the depth is just too big. I mean, I can't imagine if I had more explosive or a speedier receiver than this guy. You can see there's nothing explosive. It's really all about placement at that point. Bullet, pass it away. The ball for me is already there. So the second I see that guy cross inside that safety, so reload up, and boom, we're going to play touchdown. Very easy to play touchdown. I do find it helps just roll the direction of the throw, which you typically
up his running game too.
And
for a second straight play, that Cowboy defense gets him to the ground behind the line of scrimmage.
A little bit better.
Play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on third.
But I got the step
They
up
go
into the
play
pocket
action
and
now.
short
Jackson
this is
dancing to
going to
his
be important when it comes to completing this pass. As you can see, just
Good D, good D.
it makes the safety just play a little bit different. That's the best way I can describe it. So that should play for cover 2, cover 3, cover 4, the halfback wheel, there's a lot of really good man coverage plays and cover 3 specific plays as well. One of the best ones that actually has a man beater and a cover 3 play in one is the Z spot. We're going to pick that.
Ooh, you motherfuckers. And we had the motherfucking defense ready. Good shit.
Now, one from the sideline. So it's the same thing. Pretty much have to do the exact same thing. I like the motion running back on the street. But it's pretty much going to be the same deal. You got to remember the man JJ on the double because he'll be a problem by not blocking quarterback, slot protection, all that crap. You got to make sure we keep that guy in check. But this is pretty much going to be the play. And the B-round is going to have success once again. We're all the same.
We got a game.
Anywhere on the field because you can see how much separation
KD.
Now we're going to
My nigga.
It's a very similar concept to what I just showed. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but you can see how these two guys over here working that safety more to the side. This is actually probably a better cover for a touchdown than halfback wheel. Halfback wheel just has a lot of different looks and a lot of different defenses. This one here, you got a very good specific cover 3 1-play touchdown. It's probably better than the first play, and also has a very good specific cover 1 1-play touchdown, which will back out and show. We haven't really touched on any man coverages yet.
Shit. What? Okay, good looking out.
This play here, I'm actually going to move back because to beat man, you typically want to float the ball. To beat zone, you typically want to hold it. So on this particular play, I'm going to move back because I was feeling that to be something the ball as possible. The extra here is the guy. You can see he doesn't get a ton of separation, but you can see he gets past the man cover, which is the important part. We'll go to the replay. I did make one quick adjustment. I did smart route this guy. You could also motion out, which you don't do on the line.
Good shit.
You can see on the inside position, he just gets a very good inside release. And if I had a better speed advantage, I'm not really sure who's facing. That dark looking or who's going to lead. But you can see he gets behind, which is all that matters. And then I have to safe catch it because I'm going to make sure that I got it. But if you have a real receiver, a real guy, I didn't mention too, it's also best to put the B route on a streak. But that's pretty much the look. I mean, this left side, man beater, right side, cover 3 beater, although obviously it's a slightly different setup. Like I said, I like to smart about this guy. I find that really makes the most difference, but you don't necessarily have to. And then you can see, once again, he's just getting rid of that seam there. Doesn't beat himself. Like I said, it's a little 50-50. You want to make sure that you actually see he gets past the cornerback before you make that throw. But, you know, that's pretty much all there is to it. So it's right there. That's a good release. You can see there he just completely smoked him. And then I get a bad throw, it was gone. So, see what I mean? That's the bottom line. Let's take a look at the replay on that one, since that one looked a lot better. If you can see the difference as far as the animation, like that's the release you want. If you see him behind him, lob it up. I lobbed it up. I don't know if there was pressure or what.
You ready?
It's terrible, but you can see that he should have been a home run. It should have been an easy one-play touchdown. Get a better quarterback. That's probably the best way to make this a completion. So I'm going to end the video there. There's still a lot of plays that are going to be a part of the full scheme on my Patreon community and on my Join Now community tab right now. Links in the description below if you guys want to check those out. But if you want to see the full video on YouTube, sometimes on the weekend I put out like these full 20-minute breakdowns. I can do that with this. Just hit the like button, let me know in the comment section if you guys want to see that. But it will be on my exclusive sites for a little while. But without a doubt, hit the like button, let me know in the comment section if you guys want to see that. Other than that, thanks for watching. Another really good man play is something that really only has success with man cover 1. I find that against man cover 2, it really seems to struggle. But basically, you're just waiting for this guy to get outside of the cornerback, and then you bullet, pass lead away, and you can steal that pretty much all game. If you throw it too early, it's going to be a problem. If you throw it too late, it's going to be a problem. The timing, you can have success with that over and over and over. It's a very repetitive and easy play to run. You also want to try to run from the open side of the field because you want to have as much room as possible to the sideline. That's kind of what I meant by if you throw too late. If you throw too late, you can see this cornerback here, he basically catches back up and he heads you into the sideline because the receiver has to slow down. If you throw too early, you can have the exact same effect. The cornerback's, going to either jump in front of it or, whatever. But if you throw this route in time, it's in the program, it's going to be there. You can see right there. I don't know why he's not catching, but you can see how the same outside separation. Do it one more time, just to show. It's hard once you start messing it up, then you start messing it up. But you can see that, it's easy pitch and catch. It's a really good cover 2-man play. It's never really gone over cover 2-man. I like the wide receiver play when it comes to cover 2-man. This is one of my favorites here.
I take it.
This play here, it's really
we often give credit to the O-line there. Two tight end formation, those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
Pass through a little bit in front, get pass lead, but you can see the quarterback starts on the outside. He doesn't really have inside position. That's the reason this play works, and that's why you can steal that over and over and over. So if your opponent comes out a lot of cover 2, you got that beat. You also should have success with the B route, just as long as you throw it on time. And once again,
the run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
So if you have an opponent running a lot of cover 2-man, they should really have a lot of success. Another really good man play out of this is the quarterback steal.
My fault.
Particular route, but it's another good option. The quarterback really but the way the quarterback started the first throw of the game.
It's not easy to start trying to work after the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. Because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Now, I find the time is a little bit off this year.
Coming up to the line, they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning.
As far as timing.
On 2nd and 11 now, Jackson. He goes underneath to Freeman.
And it'll be an even better play.
He'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. So the pitch and catch good for 11. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game.
Those two routes, the drag and the in route, the 10-yard in, will also have success against, obviously against some regular zones. Except
a reminder coming up in a couple of minutes' time. We'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman, the coach in our EA Sports Studios. The next-gen stats from his first half of action.
The mid-range would have been element of surprise there. 3rd and inches and a good quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
Jackson rolling to his left. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a 4 or so.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. Once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds.
Looking out.
We know wide receivers go through those
Welcome back,
tiptoe
viewers and
drills,
Mad
right, trying to get
fans.
their feet down
Money
in
Shot.
bounds.
Sniff out the
But a lot
match
of the
as
times
always.
what we
Got another
don't
full
talk
breakdown video
about
for you guys
is when they're
today. If
up
you
in
guys
the
follow
air
my channel,
and
you
they
know once
catch
a
the
month
ball, you ever
I
notice
try
how
to give
they're
out a
reaching
full
back with
free
their feet, not
breakdown
just
of an
straight down,
offense or a
but
defense
back, because they're trying to
from
create
my
enough
ebooks that I
distance to make sure
typically
your feet
have
are
on my
in bounds.
website,
They
on
were
my
able to get it
Patreon
done
and
on
stuff
that
like
one,
that.
though.
So I'm giving out the full free Kansas City Chiefs defensive ebook this month, which in my opinion is the best defensive book in the game. It's the only defensive book that I use all of Madden 21. Although I am switching up, I am using a new playbook that I'll have some gameplays coming out from pretty soon. I'm switching to multi-defense just for the last couple of months. Now, this video has a lot of recordings that were from the beginning of season 1. That was back before Next Gen came out, so some of these defenses might be here and there based off of what game mode you play, based off of the current updates. But for the most part, every single defensive play that I put out this year is going to be in this video. If you guys want to see more videos like this, like I said, I've been doing it for a long time and I'd like to continue. So hit the like button, let me know in the comment section. Especially let me know in the comment section what offensive play would you like to see next month. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep doing these all the way up to 22, but at least it's still popular. I will try to. So this might be the last one for this year, but if you guys want to see something else, let me know in the comment section. Other than that, let's get right to the video. So I already set up my auditors and see right here, but I'll show you which plays they are. I keep getting over to more.
Uh-oh, fellas. What we gonna do? What we gonna do? We ain't had a damn ball yet.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Out of this formation, and the best pass defense, which is the cover 3 cloud. And now let's go right into the video here. All we really have to do is first of all, every time we set up
winning down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range.
The linebackers, but I also like to bring them out and down.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
I also like to make sure I'm always going to
So the big play
put
gets
my
across midfield now for 1st and 2.
I typically like it, depends on like what level my opponent's passing.
Should have called the timeout. Should have called the timeout. Sorry.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Really? Really mad.
Orlando to check in with Jonathan.
If you're doing this, I would say probably 6 go flats and a little bit of defense.
Both teams going back to their game plans, making their final halftime adjustments. And for the call of the second half, we go back
Appreciate
to
it.
Baltimore. And rejoin Brandon
So
and
that I can
Charles.
control the outside, because I find that crossers, zones don't do a great job against crossers anyway, and drags anyway, so I'd rather have the middle play, so that I can if I see something I can fire and cross.
It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they try here as well as we resume action in the third quarter.
All right, we gotta get back right,
So
baby.
that's pretty much it as far as
Get back right.
if it's something that
We ain't got enough time
in terms of
be bullshit.
Set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Uh-oh, we got the fucked up play art.
2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player.
Okay, I needed that. That'll work.
So switching over to some gameplay highlights, I'm just going to show you guys
That will work.
exact same mistakes. He would be pretty good at just put out some detractors to put some respect on his name. But basically, if you're going to do the exact same thing,
I hear you.
basically flood the middle. This play, I didn't even get all the adjustments that you're going to see. There's nothing going deep. They think that there's going to have something going short. And you can see right there, we're using interceptions. Next play, there's a cool setup by 50 defensive
right
here into the blitz. Please make a little bit more free for the inside linebacker, which is basically what I'm going to do. But you're going to see the exact same thing. You see how
extra point, and that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown.
Really available short as well. This linebacker, for whatever reason, they just don't see him. A lot of times I have a safety in that spot. He's just a much better ball defender, and I get a lot of interceptions that way. That flood concept. As far as the deep routes go, you can see how aggressive this cover 2 safety is. It almost looks like he's coming down the flat, which a lot of people, you can see the depth disparity. You can see right here, the cover 3 safety goes back that far. It really looks like the defense is glitching out. A lot of them want to really try to take advantage of it by throwing it up top, but you can see how well this safety gets back. This is only an 89 overall Derwin James who makes this play, and you're going to see it. This is something that you're going to see a lot in the next gameplay as well. People think that this safety is coming down, because it does come down super hard. Play here on the cover 2 side, watch that safety once again. That cover 2 safety is going to shoot down like he's in a curl flat a lot of times. This next play here, he actually stays back a little bit better, but you can see my opponent's trying to throw up, and I probably should have had another interception there. Again, next play, it almost looks like he's trying to glitch like a cover 3, but just look how deep that safety is in the middle compared to that safety on the left side. This really baits a lot of people into thinking that there's opportunity to throw the ball in this direction. My opponent right here thought he had something, and once again, I probably could have had another easy interception. Now, as far as the run defense goes, if you watch this linebacker, he just plays the run perfectly. And I know
God damn, contain this motherfucker, baby. Good D. One more time. 2 more times.
Switching over to the second defense that is the most cover 4 drop. This right here, all we're doing in defense like this,
good D, good D. What they gonna do? What they gonna do? Uh-oh, he gonna let his nuts hang.
They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
When I pitch inside defense with some defenses, I think it's probably a little bit more suspect. And then I make the same adjustments with spaced out like this. Because they react really well. So let's show the gameplay. If they're really trying to take away inside.
Crazy. Good shit.
They just kind of sit back and do their thing. It's trying to better reaction to this linebacker. The last thing that I can do is really
good shit, good shit.
Is go underneath and put them in hard flats. This will make sure that they're hard flats, no matter what, before their play recognition kicks in, they're going to be shooting down outside to take away outside movements. That's really the whole point of hard flats. And I feel the best year of time when it comes to the actual defensive coverage. I don't really feel like there's like I'm talking about the 4 quarters, obviously the hard flats take away short passes, they are a little bit more susceptible deep, but they really don't take away too much from the cover 4 aspect of the play. The last thing I do, once again, I typically like to put these defensive linemen. I'm hitting D-pad to the left twice, by the way, for people that are wondering how I'm getting these icons to pop up. But hit D-pad to the left twice.
Good shit, good shit. All right, Mike.
This year, run defense, this particular coverage, I don't necessarily do that as much, but it's something that you can do once you get into thinking you're going to have to run around and take away, lanes. I still want to have that free right there, although in this scenario, I'm leaving it to go hit the ball, but as I said, it's still the best way to go. That's pretty much it.
Come back, baby!
One quick small tip for the tackles made at the Cowboys 22-yard line. Make your defensive adjustment. You set up real quick, just like this. When your opponent's going to come out with something like this, there's only really one play that's likely, and that's an inside zone. So in that scenario, you typically don't want to put...
Come on, don't knock him forward.
...into a block blitz. You typically don't want to have the defensive end in the direction that the most likely run to be dropping back. I typically want to do that with I typically want to do that with I want to leave that guy where he is so that he can do a better job of trying to take away that run. So basically, if it's a run play out of this, I don't want this guy dropping off
in the coverage. I want him to be more stout. That's pretty much the only thing. That's really like the offensive ball runner. So you see it, and I want to make sure that he doesn't stand up. A lot of times, I'm not even sure if it 100% matters, because when it comes to run plays, I mean, I really think that I could put them all in the direction, because I think that these linemen pretty much just...
Oh, good shit. Browns. Pump motherfucker.
But you can almost see that,
Brown on Brown.
You see how both of them just kind of back them up, but they're not coming forward, and it feels like the entire line is split, and it would get otherwise. So it's definitely, this defensive up, he's the one guy, he's still kind of pushed back, but at the end of the day, you can see it's noticeable that they're giving up space the second the play starts. So make sure that if you're running a shotgun, just want a small adjustment, but an important one. Just make sure that you don't bluff blitz the guy that's in the way of a inside zone. It's really that simple. I mean, I use the 3-3-5 a lot. This is not going to necessarily be the defense that I focus on today, but it's part of the scheme. The play itself, it's going to be the same play in 3 different formations, but it's the cover 4 match, the cover 4 drop, it's called the 3-3-5. If I go into my second favorite formation, this is when I find myself using more and more, it's the cover 4 quarters. All I really do is match personnel. I have, out of the different 3-3-5, if I'm running 2 wide receiver sets, I'm typically going to go with the 3-3-5 version. If they go to like a 2 tight end or anything that's more of a running formation, I go right to my 4-3 normal as my base. As far as the 4-3 this is probably my newer favorite defenses. If you're a MUT player like I am, one of the things that I typically do is I typically take my outside linebacker, which is Derek Thomas, who's more of an edge rusher, and I put him in a defensive end spot, and I do that defensive end to defensive tackle just so I can have a lot of speed. I take Chase Young, who I have, and move him inside. And then I typically put my best coverage linebacker, who's my backup linebacker, Patrick Willis, at the outside linebacker spot. So you want your linebackers to have high coverage abilities, which, as high zone coverage abilities as possible, and obviously speed support as well. So I have Sam Mills, Patrick Willis, and Landon Collins. Landon Collins all have 80 or higher zones that are even higher because of the camera. So that's pretty much how I go with that. On the backside, these back 4 guys here, these safeties, which I put one for, these safeties and these the cornerbacks, I typically, as far as abilities go, if you're a MUT player, I have my favorite abilities on them over the acrobat and mid-zone KO. Mid-zone KO means that these guys will react as fast as soon as the ball is
okay. Let's play some D, fellas. God damn.
So that's probably the most important part when it comes to those guys. Now, before we do this video, as always, this video is brought to you by my point sponsors at nflxp.com. Lots of new cards dropping, so if you guys want to get your MUT team up, make sure to check them out. Look in the description below and use discount code MONEYSHOT to get 5% off. So it's already the cheapest ones in the market. Now, as far as this particular defense, there's a couple of different steps. I can do this setup really quick because I do this all the time. But you can see how quickly I can transform this defense. One of the most important things when it comes to this defense is these
safeties. Did this nigga just say something crazy?
These safeties in the back here, they really make the biggest impact on this defense. Whether it's run or pass, they're really going to be the MVP of this defense. So what I want to do is I want to put them in the best position to basically make as high an impact as possible. And the way to do that is simple. The first thing we do is hit wide triangle if you're on PlayStation, and I'm going to face them. Then I'm going to do the wide triangle again, and I'm going to show blitz. And you see how the show blitz basically brings everybody down to the box. But those cornerbacks on the outside are a little bit too far in. They're a little bit vulnerable. So the last thing that I'm going to do is kind of move is I'm going to base the line again. But now you can see those cornerbacks back off to a respectable position with the safety step. The safeties down the box are the most important part of this defense. So you can see now that they're down to the box, they're going to, for two reasons really. If they're down in the box like this, they're going to react to the receivers faster, and they're also going to react to the run faster, which is obviously what I want, because I don't know if my opponent's going to pass around. I have no idea. The last step, I typically, you can see I already put my linebacker on a user blitz. Based off the that's just a cover where you just take the change of direction counter if you guys don't know that.
But the last step is going to be, I can either, if I want to, it's really up to you, but I like to play underneath coverage a lot. I like to play hard flats. That's going to help out a lot in the run, because you can see these guys are going to start off with this type of angle, and then they can basically take away stretch plays and stuff like that. And it's also going to help with the pass, because if you hard flat, I wouldn't necessarily say hard flat against a 2 wide receiver set like this, but if you hard flat against like a 2 wide receiver set or something like that, or something you're expecting to run, it's going to be best. But without a doubt, this is pretty much the same way like the run line. The hard flat gives you trouble because that 3 wide receiver set, I wouldn't do that, but against something where I could be expecting that, it's definitely a better way to go. And then the last step is I typically would take the B, either one of the defensive ends, whichever one is not your better pass rusher, like right here, Frank Clark on this side. So I typically would, and a lot of times I'll have a linebacker in these spots as well, but I typically would want to put one of these defensive ends into a curl flat or a hard flat, but I typically like to put them into a bluff blitz. The bluff blitz is definitely going to be the best way to go, so that I can basically lead the center of the field, because that 3 right there is going to do a pretty good job of basically being using on the linebacker front. Or even lead blitz, if you want to get more pressure, or you expect a run lead blitz. But you can see there's a lot of different things you can do. I find myself also just sort of get a run play on the first play. I'm going to guess without watching that the safety shot in, because that's what that looked like. The way that this defense runs, if you don't guess pass, a lot of times these safeties will walk forward immediately, as you can see right there on both sides. Even though who was that? Matthew did a much better job. I think he actually ended up making the play. If you guess pass,
fuck. Good shit. Motherfucker.
They're going to do something like this when they shoot 4 I didn't do anything. You know what I mean? That's part of the brilliance of this defense. That's part of the brilliance of this run defense. Based off the fact that they're so close to the action, they react much faster. This guy here is obviously the lesser too. He's nobody, the receiver. But you can see my better safety gets run right forward, and it made a stop for a loss, a 3 or 4 yard loss, based off of just the alignment, based off of just the setup. So, like I said, this here, if you don't get past, if you do nothing, the play recognition will take over, and these guys, these safeties will make a lot of plays for you. But I'll show you what happens if you guess past with that. So now I'm just in a run play. I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to guess pass, and you're going to watch how these safeties drop off the clip. They basically drop back and take themselves out of the play, and they're much less effective. So it comes in large part to their play recognition if you don't guess pass. But since I did guess pass, I forced their hand, and now you're going to see how these safeties.
Good game.
They didn't drop back too far. You can see Tom Matthew obviously reacted a lot better. But that's still yardage lost, because if he was walking forward and running up the play his gap like he did in the first play, then obviously he would shut this play down a lot quicker. So like I said, if I run guess pass, like right here, I'm not going to guess pass. And you're going to see how the exact same play, exact same set, the safety is going to walk forward, basically see the gap, so they're not this is a completely shut down the defense, as long as you don't guess pass. So like I said right here, these safeties, that's why I'm not worried about closing up the gap. They typically are going to close up the gap between defensive end and defensive tackle. But watch how these linebackers.
That was a good game. That was a good game.
Where are you running? Right there. You know what I mean? Like that's why it's where's the opportunity to run? This guy here took away the outside, took away the stretch, and that safety just comes flying right through that gap to the point where there's nowhere to go. And then, like I said, obviously these cornerbacks, like I said, it looks like a run commit. The way that these guys are flying forward almost looks like you're run committing every play, but those cornerbacks are dropping back because they're handling their business. And then obviously, this guy here does a pretty good job. He's essentially acting like a man, and that man coverage is tight. So like I said, this defense here to me is one of the best defenses to run the game right now. So I'm going to show you guys something else important about that second baseline as well. If I baseline once and I show blitz, like I said, number one, these cornerbacks are vulnerable. But number two, this is probably more important, is I can't do any other adjustments. If I want to pinch my defense, or if I want to spread my linebackers, or whatever, I can't do any of those things until I do that second baseline. Now you can see that they were just waiting, and you can see that the alignments basically change. So now that I have that baseline, that second baseline in, I can do things like if I suspect the run to the right, I can just basically shift shift my, I can shift my entire defense again. You know what I mean? Like, I can do whatever I want now with the front seven, which I wouldn't have been able to do without that second baseline. But just to show you guys too, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to guess pass this time, and just to show you guys how these safeties react. They react way differently this time than they did the last time. Like I said, part of it's also due to the fact that we have a pass. So we're going to do that setup one more time. Like I said, I really didn't anticipate running this against the computer too much. But you can see it's real simple, it's real quick. It's Y triangle, left stick to the right, Y triangle, left stick to the left, Y triangle, left stick to the right one more time. And then the last thing, like I said, a lot of times I like the hard flat. Because especially if we're expecting to run. And then I can, if I really want to, I can kick it up a notch. I can try to, pinch this. If I expect them to do like something like, if I'm in inside the 5 or something like that, I want to run this defense, I can do something where I'm pinching the defensive line. Although I still think that the better way to go is the original setup. But you can see there's just nothing really here. This is just, it's a really shut down run defense. And it's a really good pass defense as well. But ultimately, as far as the pass defense goes, I really do think that, like I said, I typically run 3-5 more, but you can get good pass defense from a defense like this. So let's go and let's pick the cover 4 quarters, because in my opinion, that's the better of the two. And then on the other side, we're just going to we'll pick random single back, and then we'll also switch up and pick random gun, I guess. Now, as far as the defensive side goes, I did start off with random single back, because I do think that, when I first came out, it was an empty back 5 wide set. I'm going to give myself a challenge. I'm going to pick plays from both formations as this video goes forward to show you that it works against just about anything. But ultimately, this setup, it could be simpler. It's very similar to a setup that I just put out from a different cover 4 defense, a different formation entirely. All I'm really going to do is I'm going to hit Y triangle, then I'm going to base align, hit Y triangle again, then I'm going to show blitz, then I'm going to hit Y triangle again, and base align one more time. Basically, all of that is really just to get my cornerbacks and safeties where I want them. Then I'm going to pinch my defensive line, which is D-pad to the left and then down to pinch. And that's pretty much it. This is pretty much how I can set up this defense if I wanted to run this like a base defense. A lot of times I would, hard flat and stuff like that. But if I want to make a blitz, what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically send them all, which is D-pad to the right and then down on the right stick to blitz all. This is how I make it a really fast blitz. This is going to be to the point where I have 2 different ways to run this. I can, if they don't have a lot of receivers, I can use one of these DBs. Like sometimes I'll use the safety on this side because there's only 1 receiver over there. There's 3 receivers on the other side, so I can basically just borrow this guy and kind of play more middle linebacker. Or if there's a lot of receivers, I can just use this guy, come down to the gap, and then back away and get into coverage. So essentially I have 5 guys, 6 guys coming in. I'll go ahead and let the play run just to show you guys how quickly this can get through because Tom Brady's just going to get sacked instantly. Now that was a play action, like I said, I picked random. So we'll do that again. Like I said, I picked random single back. We'll pick random shotgun here in a minute to show you that it really doesn't matter. But this is pretty much the setup. To me, it's pretty quick. To me, I mean, I did it there within a second or 2 of talking. I don't think it's best to run this, even though I'm running against single back, I don't think it's best to run against single back because it's not the best run defense. It's a good run defense, but it's too blitz heavy to be a good run defense. The last part that I really didn't mention as well would be the guess pass. If you guess pass, these cornerbacks, number 1, the DBs will react faster, but number 2, the edge rushers will ignore any play action and they'll go right for the quarterback. So that will make the blitz, that will turn the blitz up a notch. But like I said, that's also what makes this kind of a risky run defense. Now these safeties will do a pretty good job if you don't guess pass at helping with the run. But ultimately, like I said, I'm trying to set some heat here. So in this scenario, once again, I can use one of these safeties because there's 3 tight ends, so I'm not really too concerned about getting burned on the backside. The only real receiver on the field that can do that is going to be pretty much manned up. So, like I said, there are times where I'll just let this middle linebacker go in, and then you can see, like I said, it's not necessarily the best run defense if I didn't take care of that. It's a good run defense if you were to set it up like a normal defense. Like, this is a good run defense just like this, but, I'm not necessarily... that's not necessarily the goal. You can see the safety should go flying in. That's why I was saying earlier that this, when I originally made this video, was about the run defense. If I don't guess pass, if I do this setup, you can see once again, we got 1 wide receiver, so we have 1 cornerback playing back. That's because I base aligned twice. That's why the cornerbacks play back. But ultimately, if I don't guess pass, if I just set this up like a run defense with the hard flats, you're going to see how these safeties come flying forward. And that's because they're playing in the box. You can see both of them essentially look like they're on a blitz. They both look like the entire defense for the most part looks like a run commit except for these cornerbacks. That's one of the reasons this is also a very good base defense, a very good run defense. The cornerbacks drop back. This guy drops back into nowhere, by the way, which is kind of weird. There's nobody coming. This receiver pulls this cornerback back, but you can see he immediately goes into like a man coverage. But like I said, that's why you can run this as a base defense. You can run this as a to go with a very successful base defense. So we're going to do that one more time. Like I said, this is the base defense setup. If you want to play it this way, if you suspect a pass, you can always do the full setup too, which is putting a defensive end on the field. Now, I'm trying to make this an all-out blitz. So this is what we're going to do. And then we have two receivers on the field, so I'm going to use this middle linebacker and drop back. So we'll come in this gap like this, and then you can see this guy just comes off the edge, and I tried to sack him, but I accidentally whiffed. But you can see that's because a lot of that's because of play action. So let's go ahead and let's back out. Let's give ourselves some shotgun looks. So we went ahead and we went random gun. A lot of times you'll have to reset these guys entirely. Like on a play like this, I might not want to go with full setup. I might want to go with the hard flats. But like I said, we're trying to make a video about something specific here. So like I said, a lot of times I'll do this where I'll use this safety because obviously these guys here, if they run like this setup, could easily be like something like a short pass here. So you can see, I think the running back is blocking there, but you can see that he got through. I was a little bit busy in coverage, so let's go ahead and let's take a look at the replay because I really wasn't watching. So, like I said, a lot of times, I'm saying like 7 guys here, but it's really not about how many guys you send as much as it's just the fact that you're getting a free guy off the edge. And that's typically what's going to happen. You can see the running back was back to block. Both edge guys still came off, even though, it's a 7-on-6, so at least one should come in free. But you can see here, a lot of times, like I said, I drop back with the middle linebacker, and you still get a free rusher. So we're going to do that one more time. Like I said, this here, you see when I basically run the second time, it makes this guy come out. So I got a user bring him in. But to me, this is a really quick blitz set. So I'm definitely going to probably back away. Like I said, I just try to press on the lineman there, and then you can see we're just getting instant heat. This time off the other side. Now you can also run the man blitz version, which I mentioned earlier. It's probably an even simpler setup, to be honest with you. All you really do is pinch the defensive line. You don't have to do the base and the show blitz and pressing and all that stuff. Although you probably want to bring your safety across to be a little bit more in line with this assignment. But like I said, I don't really run a ton of man blitz online. I might throw this at my opponent every once in a while, but I like the cover 4 version a lot better. I know there's a lot of people online that run man blitz and are very comfortable running it all game. Believe me, I run into these guys. So if you're one of those guys that you want to try with this play, I definitely throw it into my arsenal from time to time. But I ultimately feel like the cover 4 quarters is a little bit safer. And then you can see, you can get some, they're definitely going to force quick passes. Like I said, to me, this is more of something that I would run against the computer in a solo battle. But it's definitely effective against the computer. So if you're using it for that purpose, you're all good. As you can see right there, I think both guys came off the edge on that play. And you'll get this sometimes. That's part of the reason that I stay home here at the middle linebacker spot. You can see because I basically press the center and then walk away, that both of these outside linebackers come in free, which is essentially the idea. That's why I'm in the box with the blitzed middle linebacker, because I'm trying to bring all these outside, the left tackle, right tackle. I want to really compress the offensive line towards the 5 guys in the middle, and hopefully they all engage and let these outside guys free. So let's go ahead and start off with the formation. It's the $326. I'm sure that you can use similar formations like the 146 and stuff like that. This is one of the metas last year, but this really has some of the best coverage formations in the game, some of the best coverage plays. And I'm going to start off with one of the ones that I showed you guys in that gameplay video. To me, maybe one of the best defenses, especially best defense in the game, and that's the cover 3 lock. Now, I'm not actually going to, I'm just going to go ahead and put these all in my audibles, because this is pretty much the exact same setup that I use online. I keep the cover 2 man because cover 2 is still one of the best man defenses. I put the cover 3 lock in.
You talking about in that rank game I just played?
The next play that I would have in would be the cover 3 cloud show too. Now, you guys know I use
it's pointless.
5 cloud, cover 3 cloud.
Okay.
I still do. Still one of the better plays, but I really find that cover 3 cloud in general is a really good defense to run. So I'm going to put that there as the third option. The fourth option, I really don't use this too much, but for people that like cover 4, this is probably one of the best.
Yeah, he sounded real harmless on the in the chat.
I always want to put safeties at these
yeah, he sounded like a mild-mannered individual. He didn't sound like he. Yeah, he was saying he had good sportsmanship and all that shit.
Really good safeties. So if you have an extra safety or two, that's pretty good. You can put him here. But ultimately, I'd say it probably makes sense to still have one of your fastest linebackers because I'm going to be using one of these guys. And then I also want to make sure, I'm running a lot of zones, so make sure whatever safeties you have are high zone coverage guys. Now, like I said, I know I picked this as one of my first plays, but the first play I'm going to show, and to me, there's really 2 plays in this scheme that are the MVPs, and that's the cover 3 cloud show 2 and the cover 3 lock. The cover 3
I smoke.
So we're gonna go with that first.
I smoke good herbs, so I don't, none of that shit be registering with me. I just be in here zoning out. You know what I'm saying? I realize I'm on here. I realize there be kids on here, and a lot of that shit though is good. Good tactics to get you out your game, because the motherfucker be talking crazy to me. I can see it sometimes having me fucked up, and I'm like, oh shit, he got me out my hook up. That's what kids do. You know what I'm saying?
On this side, I'll flip it. Seam flats over here. If that's a streak, he will drop back and he will follow that streak. Seam flats do that, curl flats don't. So essentially, if you have, this play has.
How y'all get into that?
When it comes to cover 3 game, one play touchdown.
Okay.
It streaks up the seams. If somebody knows how to do it, which I put out a lot of plays like that, this takes that away. So that's one of the better things about this. The only real adjustments that I make, aside from pinching my defensive line, because I essentially want to try to take away. It's not a great run defense, like I said previously. It can be an adequate run defense. I'll show you guys the run defense out of this particular formation later. But this play here is more of a pass defense. So I'll typically just try to pinch this defensive line just to take away any immediate up the middle stuff, because those gaps are more problematic than anything. And then I'll basically just put one of these defensive ends, typically the one opposite the running back, or actually facing.
Yeah, he sounded like he was a teenager. Or somebody.
If it's going to be a handoff here, it's going to be an inside zone. So if I drop this guy back into a block blitz, which is how I get that 3-rec look, I'm essentially going to be dropping back the guy that's...
Let's be all you can be on the internet.
Typically 3-rec one of these defensive ends. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter a ton. Then I'll blitz my user, and I'll pretty much just try to freelance. Because that 3-rec, that's another form of a man coverage.
Oh, yeah. I don't see them. They'll pop up real quick or something, but I don't be seeing them. I don't got them up there like while I'm broadcasting.
He's typically going to be followed by the 3-rec. So that really opens me up.
Yeah, I thought that's how you saw the game. How you see the game?
That you typically don't have in zone coverages. They're not true man coverages, but they can be accurate man coverage. The man coverage obviously is the 3-rec, like I said.
Okay.
Man coverage to whoever the third.
Yeah.
Is the 3-rec stands for. Third receiver is on the field. And then you also have your seam flat, which can have like a man coverage that will follow from time to time. So I had it on that. It really frees me up.
Yeah. I just got hip to that, man. I'm watching some I'll be watching the little YouTube and shit plays and shit, because I'm in the leagues. I fuck with the little leagues and shit. A lot of times these cats in these leagues been whooping my ass, so I started getting these little exhibition games in to get some practice, man.
These are max coverage defensive plays. That's really the point of how I run my defense.
Yeah, that's nice.
There's nothing going to be open. I don't anticipate getting a ton of pressure. Yeah. The 3-rec, he will follow that third receiver. Like I said, that's tight end.
Yeah, I got to learn how to read my coverages better again, so I can audible to my plays.
Crossing route, which, if you can double kick every receiver, that's going to be a win. This guy here, like I said, the 3-rec does eventually follow, but even still, you can see how these guys communicate.
Yeah, unless they base align it or some shit.
Yeah, I do have the right guy. He'll stay in the middle line, which is something else that makes the 3-rec
right. That's why I'm trying to get. At least tighten up in my leagues, though. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't take it that serious, but I take it serious enough to where, I like to get my games in, you know what I'm saying? And I feel some type of way when I lose. I ain't throwing no joysticks or none of that, but
So right here, the curl flat drops into that one here. This guy's done with the whole way across the board. That's the thing about regular zones, like hook curls. This hook curl is worthless. This guy right here.
Yeah, some of these shit is glitches, and I know a lot of these cats exploit some of them glitches. So I be trying to find, counters to their glitches, or at least what the fuck the play is, so I can use it against their ass too. There's a lot of people you'll find out if they got a trick play or a certain little go-to play that they use against you. If you use it against them, they don't have the counter to that motherfucker.
So that's basically the setup for that defense. My second favorite, like I said, that's the cover 3 cloud. As far as adjustments go, still making the same adjustments, still pinching the defensive line, spreading these linebackers out just a little bit. That's just to kind of keep outside.
Yeah, that's how I am too.
So obviously
my pass. That's why I'm trying to find more passing plays, because I only got like 3 go-to passing plays. I need some shit that I can hit a motherfucker deep with. I don't got no plays that I can call when I'm down by 14. You know what I'm saying?
The last thing I would do, though, is I would definitely, bring these safeties up a little bit. Because that's one issue that this defense can have. Because it is a cover 2. A streak a lot of times can give problems.
You can still do it on this.
If you start off over here,
yeah, I got my own playbook and all that shit.
You could just simple stuff like put the
I got my custom playbook. You know what I'm saying? Got all my audibles set. Some of my audibles won't stay set when I get into game mode.
So that he doesn't have that issue of getting beat. But that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much the look.
Mine set. Most of them are set in my game mode.
As far as this place,
but some of them ain't. You know what I'm saying? I say like a good 70%, 80% of my shit is correct with how I had it. But then I go into game mode and try to, even if I try to set my audible in game mode, it'll just have a blank space in my shit.
Because there's just really nothing open. And then you can see right here, I mean, there's, underneath stuff, we have a little bit of that. We don't have to kind of really much to go against when it comes to play like this. So those are the top 2 plays. They want to show you guys in one defense setup out of this. I'm going to pick the cover 4 and drop the point. This is probably that section of...
Nah, you can do it. You can do it.
Cover 2 DB5. The safeties, if you guys
switch over to all the way over to the NFL logo. You know what I'm saying? Your home screen. You online now? Oh, with the Madden? With the Madden though? You see the NFL screen? Tap on that. See where it say playbooks? Yeah, you see playbooks?
As far as the setup goes, I'm bringing these
there you go.
You can just pitch the defense. It's gonna create a lot of this look. But
if you have a playbook that you using all the time, like say you're using the Cardinals and that's you use the Cardinals playbook, you go in there and you can set that and you can save that playbook as whatever. You know what I'm saying? And just make sure when you back out of there, you go to your game settings. Yeah, and so like then you go to game settings and like you can set it to where you always kicking the ball with the wind and you using a certain playbook, whether it's a custom, you can name it whatever you want to name it, so you can set it to always go to 614 playbook. You feel me?
They're coming out. There's the 2 tight end set.
Yeah, you got to get on that, man.
Shut this down one more time. Like I said, if I got 2 seconds to bring these safeties down, if they're really count on the ball, I'll use for a safety.
Who is this? This is
that's something that you could also do to kick it up a notch.
Money mascot.
There's just no real holes there. But they can play down like
Mad Money, Mad Money shot. Yeah.
In the game as far as pass defense is the cross 3 fire. So let's go and let's pick that cross 3 fire press. On the offensive side, we're going to go random gun.
Yeah, the streamers will probably be doing that, but these guys that I'm checking out, they'll show different like schemes. Like basically, he must ain't got a job. He just sit at the crib and lab all day. Yeah, he be having a lot of motherfucking videos. Or he probably do got a job. I don't know what the fuck he do.
outside guys, they're on C-flex, like I said, in a previous play.
Oh, he definitely getting paid off this motherfucker.
Since you already have a 3-rec point,
he got a lot of subscribers. He been doing this for a long time.
So that's pretty much it.
But I'm saying he keep a lot of content. He got the most content out of anybody I see. So that's why I say, like, yeah, he must be cool. He ain't got no gig.
Because there's not going to be any open defense like this in the past. One of the points where I use this play the most is sometimes, like, typically inside the 10, inside the 20. I
just started back playing the exhibitions, though. Because I know on the PS4, I got tired of every time I start a game, I end up, like, say we both got our home uniforms on. We both got on white. I would offer somebody a friendly quit, and they wouldn't give me the friendly quit. So it's hard for me to differentiate which team is which when we both got on damn near the same color. We both got on white jerseys. And, like, I play with the Cowboys all the time. I'm hit if I'm playing the Raiders and we got on white. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or if I play the fucking or if I play the Panthers. Anybody, I'm looking at my jerseys. That's where the ball is going. That's where I'm trying to concentrate as far as when I'm using to make my picks and all that shit. Or if we both got on dark jerseys. If you can be the Browns with white pants on and I'm the Cowboys with my blue jerseys on from far away throwing the deep ball, shit. We similar except for the orange helmet.
The defense, pretty much all of it is blue, and it's 3-rec and one of the ends. It's pretty much all of it do. I still find that man coverage is one of the better, plays to run. Man coverage is still pretty tight. I don't feel like it's as good as it was. You can see quarterback still taking.
Right.
That's kind of the trend of this video. I haven't touched on the 3-4 under. Now,
yeah.
I'm going to show you guys today.
I'm about to start me another one now.
I was a new book. I was actually messing around with Tennessee Titans playbook a little bit, and I found a very good blitz out of the 3-4 under that just so happened to be in the Kansas City Chiefs defensive book. So it's the.
Oh yeah, I run into I get a lot of those. It's all good. Like I said, I smoke plenty of weed. It helps me cope with all the different personalities with no problem.
As far as who you want to have in what positions here, I would say
what is it?
Important positions to have speed would probably be this linebacker here, which I already have.
Oh man, it's plenty fucking. I exercise my fucking 24/7.
I'm not really sure, but the Chiefs don't have a ton of speed.
Fucking is a beautiful thing.
This is a blitz you can run. I'm also going to show you guys some variations you can run for coverage.
You too, my man. You be fucking around with Call of Duty and shit and all that.
A lot of people ask me like, what my zone drop be and stuff like that, coaching adjustments. On a play like this, I'd probably go curl flats 20, and maybe hard flats, 5.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say we can fuck around on something one day, or if you want to lab, get a couple games of Madden in one of these days, man. Holla at me.
Most of the time, but that's about it. So this is a very easy play.
Yep, no problem, my man. You have a good one.
On the offensive side, I mean, this is probably best for people that run stuff under center. The gun formations, I mean, you don't want to run this against somebody that's in like an empty backfield or too spread of a look, but you can. I would say up to 3 wide receivers, you can get away with it. For now, though, we'll start off with single back and we'll work our way back to some gun stuff. So it's going to pick this. Now, as far as this play goes here, a formation like this, that might mess with the alignment just a little bit. A lot of times it will, force the look to change a little bit, but it doesn't look like it did on this particular play. That's one of the things I like about this play. It's a pretty consistent setup, no matter what look you're looking at. If they're coming out a little bit too much like, wide gun formations, a lot of times this blitzing linebacker will be out a little bit far. But all I'm really going to do is I'm just going to hit the D-pad to the right and down, and that's going to blitz all. That's all I'm going to do. I can typically use either this guy here or the safety to get a little bit of speed. On a formation like this, though, based off the fact that there's 3 tight ends and I don't really worry about them beating me speed-wise, I might bring this guy over and just use the middle safety. I just have to keep an eye on that receiver all the way out there, but he's pretty much going to be taken care of. A lot of times these zone coverages are going to turn into man coverages based off of the fact that there's not a lot going on in their area. So that single wide receiver over there, I'm not too worried about. Like I said, a lot of times I will use the safety just to give myself an extra box defender. And then we'll go ahead and let this play run. Like I said, hopefully it's a pass. On this very first play, you see the pressure comes off the edge. And of course, the guy that I'm supposed to be covering is the guy that makes the catch because I'm not paying attention. So let's go ahead and do that again. Like I said, it's a really simple setup. All I'm going to do for the blitzing version of this
GTA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the heart of Texas in the very wonderful AT&T Stadium in Arlington. A moment ago, here was the scene with the Cowboys emerging from their tunnel. It was loud. It's still loud. We're running for football as the Cowboys get set to match up with the Green Bay Packers.
Because this plays a good blitz defense too. It's not just the blitz. As you can see in the next play, we say we're just going to get, you're going to get a lot of pressure. You're saying, obviously, showing a lot of people. So here's, we have that bunch look. This is a scenario where if I want to, since there's no real belts, since you're not making any movements to set up any blitzes or anything like that, you can easily, use this as like a coverage play. Maybe you can Mabel on this side here. There's any number of things you can do. You can do, Mabels on both sides. You can have like your traditional defense. Obviously, these guys, I think you get pretty decent coverage. Obviously, this is a safety, so you're going to get good coverage on that side. A lot of people like to run more safeties than what I'm getting, but like I said, if you have speed guys on the outside, you'll have definitely good coverage out here. I don't think running a Mabel concept against a computer is going to be a good idea because they'll just break you out. But a lot of times if your opponent is reacting to the blitzing, you can easily just switch it up and go with something like this, which is something that a lot of people are doing. And you have that cover 3 look, which a lot of people like anyway. Like I said, based off the formation, you get pretty good run defense. And the fact that this defense sets up so quickly too is definitely a plus. So we're going to do that one more time. And then I think I'll end this video with some gameplay footage of me running this, so you can see once again. I mean, the pressure just gets there instantly. Let's go ahead and let's go to replay real quick. So watching the replay, once again, like I said, this guy here, who's like the original blitzer, he will come in free a lot of times. You can see it here. I don't know why he decided to slow down and pass off. Like I said, it works a lot better than that, but you see we're still having success. This guy here off the edge, it almost looks like I didn't get his pass. I'm not 100% sure if I did. But this guy here off the edge, he's the guy that gets a lot of pressure too. Like I said, you don't have to speed besides that guy. Because he pretty much just sprints right in and gets an easy stop. So that's one of the things about this defense. There's 2 different ways you can set this up. There's 2 different ways, a multitude of ways that you can run this. And you can really have a lot of success. So there's a lot of different things you can do with this defense. It's nice that you have a 3-rec as your middle linebacker to grab them. A lot of, I used to put a lot of times I put my defensive end into a 3-rec by simply bluff blitzing them, which is, it's not as good because they don't have the size and stuff like that. So if you're playing legs, this is definitely something you do. I would say it would be best to probably, if you want a little more pressure, you can just maybe decide to make it around 3, get best 2 receivers on the right side. Just maybe 3, to that side, when you make the side of the field as much as it works. So, there's several sides of this. You can just maybe one side, and then the other side, you still have a 4-man pressure, although ultimately, you're not going to get as much pressure as you would, as you're saying, before blitzing. There's a couple of things you can do. This 3-rec here, if one of these guys crosses, a lot of times the 3-rec will take care of it. So, I would use this guy, I would say, this is something where you can use that guy, you can guard this guy here. There's a couple different things you can do. You can definitely set a normal defense, all zones, match zone type of defense. And you can see we're still getting pressure back in the zone for most of the guys taking the play sack. So, like I said, a very good defense, a very good play. I'm definitely mixing this play in a lot. It also really stops the run. This play is another play that I use as formation that really complements it. So that's why this particular play that I'm going to show you today, cover the quarters, goes with it so well, because it's really a good run defense. Today, we're going to focus on the run defense. And like I said, it's also pretty good pass defense. So let's go ahead and skip that. Like I said, in the Kansas City Chiefs defense, which is like I said, completely focused on what that may be here. If you guys want to get more plays out of this play, let's definitely check that out. On the offensive side, I just want to go random. Because I'm going to try to give myself the best challenge possible. Since we're going to be doing a run-stopping video with a run-stopping defense, I'm going up against Ken Henry himself. You guys probably know, I like to think that I was one of the first people that discovered how good coverage is. I don't remember a lot of people doing that. But since I put out a lot of coverage videos a couple of months ago, it seems like a lot of people are running defense now. At least a lot of YouTubers are wise to put out videos about it. To me, it's the best run defense in the environment. This particular formation just has a really good spread to the point where it's a very good defense. It complements the cover 4 as well. So this setup is going to look kind of similar to one that I put out from the 4-3. I put out one for the 4-3, even 6-1 as well. There's a lot of different defense that I put out from this particular setup. But all I'm really going to do to make this a very good shutdown run defense. Because I'm going to hit wire triangle depending on whether an Xbox or replacement.
One more time.
I'm an Xbox with wide. Then I'm going to hit the left stick to the right, which is baseline. Then I'm going to show blitz. And then I have a choice at this point. I could baseline again, which in my opinion is probably the better way to go. But it really depends on what you're looking at the offensive side. So like I said, that linebacker there, I'd probably prefer him in the box. But ultimately, if I'm trying to stop the line, I'd probably prefer him in the box. But, you know, it's also not a bad idea to have somebody that's going to shoot and take the throws. So it's really
good shit.
That's a change based on play of play. The next setup would be all I really want to do is hit that wide triangle again.
Good shit.
Down the right stick to go underneath. Now let's say that we're really trying to set this up for defense. This is pretty much going to be the look. Again, I think these safeties in a little bit of a better position. But ultimately, that second baseline that I did was just to drop this corner. When you baseline one time, they come down. When you baseline again after showing this, they back off. But the safeties stay down. That's the most important part. Because these safeties are going to be the engine to the entire defense. If you don't guess pass, which I gotta be honest with you, I do guess pass a lot. I guess pass probably 90% of the game. But if you don't guess pass in a situation like this, these safeties will turn into Superman. And they'll either, if it's a run play, they'll shoot the gaps right away. Or you'll see, if you watch it, they'll both come flying down. If you guess pass, they won't do that. They'll just drop back. So in this scenario, don't guess pass, don't guess run. Just let them make the reads. I'll put my my defensive or my linebacker here. I'll put him on a blitz. And to be honest with you, I accidentally messed up there, and I did guess pass, so I don't know if it's going to mess up the whole play. But we'll go ahead and rock with it. So, like I said, this is the look. I don't know if I messed that up, but we'll go ahead and we'll let this run. Like I said, I'm just going to blitz my guy here, but like I said, I also did guess pass just out of, like I said, you see the drop back. That's why you don't have to guess pass. And go to the replay to hammer that point home. Because it was a mistake. I didn't mean to do it. I just did it out of instinct because I do it so often. Like I said, I guessed pass, so they immediately get out of bounds. Anytime you guess pass, even though it was a run, they immediately drop back. And that's why it's best to not guess pass in a formation like this when you're trying to set this up for run defense. So I definitely made a mistake there, but we'll do it again. So like I said, we're just going wide triangle, baseline, show blitz, and then like I said, I like the baseline again. That part's really up to you. Sometimes I don't baseline the second time, but if you got these cornerbacks right in these receivers' faces and they are on a streak, a lot of times you can get cooked. So to me, I think it's, like I said, depends. Sometimes I draw back, sometimes I don't. And then, like I said, the real important part of it is, not guessing pass. It's just not this pass. And you will see how if it's a run like that, you see right there, that was actually pretty decent if you didn't cut back lane. But ultimately, if I go to the replay, which is probably the most important part, is these safeties here, like I said, they shot down the box and played the run immediately. Because when any cover forward you have, the safeties will typically come forward. That's typically how cover forwards are designed. For these safeties to step forward first. So I'm going to do that again. Like I said, this time here, if I'm really trying to go run heavy, I don't base it on again. I also like to use the safeties a lot of times. But since I'm trying to make the point of how well they play the run, I won't use them right now. I'm just using the linebacker. So like I said right here, now you can see, I don't know who's making a play there, but I think it was the linebacker who's instantly in the backfield. And then we go back to that instant replay once again. Like I said, I did not guess pass. You'll watch these safeties, they typically just come right forward. It almost looks like I'm running it. But you can see based on the fact that the cornerbacks are dropping back, it's not a run it. So these safeties here, you don't guess pass, it is coming from forward, they'll immediately shoot forward. And they'll make a lot of plays. Really pretty much just stacked up, this play, safeties in the back, on the other side. It looks like they shoot for this gap, but the safety right there is in that hole. And then you can see obviously the linebacker from the backside. But there's the hole there for this running back to make a play. Everything's covered up by the majority of these safeties dropping to the
okay, baby.
So here we have another look at stars here. We're going to clear shot up here one more time. This guy here, for some reason, he's not doing. Like I said, this is what we look like here. So full run to that 2 weeks down. I mean, it's not really a run. You're not running that. It's just a high roll. And like I said, it's pretty good man defense too. You see, I typically use this for short run. I typically use this for goal line or 4th and 1, 3rd and 1, something like that. So that's typically when I play this out. It's really good defense like get a stop it. It's also
These two teams all tied after one.
So this is pretty much what they do. This is the inside zone. Should do a pretty good job of shutting us down. And you see, like I said, as far as the pass defense goes, you get pretty good coverage. This coverage is everywhere. You know what I mean? So it's not just a run defense. That's one of the reasons I like this comfortable quarter. I love comfortable quarters to start, but this is definitely one of the better ones because of the alignment. Like I said, the way these defensive linemen, especially, are evenly set up. I mean, it's a good wide formation. You want both sides. When you play run defense, you want both sides to basically have outside leverage. Right here, this linebacker is using outside leverage on that block and tight end. So if it's a stretch, he's going to get outside of that, especially by hard flat. He's definitely going to get there by hard flat because he's going to shoot down to get to the hard flat space. So this is perfect for outside containment. And then this guy here has pretty good outside containment as well. Just to start the play, which is typically what you want. Then on the inside, there's no real gaps. I mean, this is pretty much any defensive lineman should be able to handle the assignment size of these gaps because it's pretty evenly spaced. So that's one of the reasons that this play works so well. And it's almost like how four linebackers. So how do you touchdown the last go around? Along with the linebackers,
and when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to get prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
So that's the thing. Like I said, this play here, very good run defense, maybe pass defense. But you probably don't want to run against a spread defense like this. Anything that's too far spread out, you really want to save this with run-heavy players or run-heavy situations. So right here, I'm not thinking too much going to work against this particular play, but it isn't too far
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron
Jones.
Jones.
Why don't you have the full setup? Why don't you have the full setup?
Defensively, we always know that he is tough.
Yeah, baseline service is pretty good.
The way that he gets
You really
there
have a lot of
is he
different
understands
options
what an
to it,
offense is
but
going to do before the ball's even snapped.
and the large part
Great
of
job
it
of
is that I think
scouting
is the
prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking
you
the
see the
right
pull right
back to
there
the
is
ball
not
carrier.
going to go. Is everyone's pretty much locked
Play
in.
action,
Again,
it's
perfect
Rodgers.
sense.
Escaping the pressure.
Except we got the two
And he'll just get
gap
rid of it.
shots.
This is what you want to see from the defense.
So this
Give up an
defense
opening
is
drive
shifting
touchdown,
to
that's
the right.
fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3 and out, and giving the ball back to their offense?
You better punt that shit.
So this defense right here, I typically want to
This
shift
offense
it
has
to the
converted
left.
twice
Hit
already
this
here
guy
in this first half on fourth down conversions. And here we go
This is
again.
pretty much the look, and we'll try to get either the defensive end and right off. You can see it here. Pretty much
Here we go on
free
fourth down
with
with
the tight end trying to
Rodgers.
chip away. And Carson's running for his right.
Ooh, just missed it. Good shit.
It's complete. And he'll go
Damn, Vander Aston slowed in the motherfucker.
39.
It wasn't me.
First down. And you know that all week, both sides
Yeah,
of the
that
ball,
was my
offense and
fault.
defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on fourth down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. Throwing on first down is Rodgers.
Typically trying to give two different looks.
That one's down, incomplete.
Also
Good coverage there, force the ball free, and it's second down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
To throw on second and 10. Rodgers eluding the pressure right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
The Packers on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They can use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10.
The last play, I think you had a block.
Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there.
Good shit. Good shit.
Involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball, possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
On play action. Rodgers.
So the play I'm going to do is
he's going to launch this thing way downfield.
Good D, good D.
Incomplete. Good job staying with it defensively. And it'll bring up second down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Rodgers' throw is taken in by Jones. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys 21.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come down and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando or Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of his first half of action. Rodgers tapping his forward on the jet sweep.
Good shit.
Down, but he does reach the 5. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. An effective play there, getting the wideouts involved in the run game.
They're always hoping on that type of a play that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as they did there. That means they control the line. They took care of the defensive end of the outside linebacker to give it that lane.
I guess I need to clarify. I said getting the wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. Now from the 9,
this is just a good base defense against under center looks, 2 tight end looks, stuff like that. I typically find spreading the linebackers
shotgun now for Rodgers
is a decent look, but you can also go the opposite direction. You think it's going to be an inside run, pitching the linebackers and spreading
Well,
he strung it out as far as he could, and I like the fact that he kept his eyes downfield, but he finally ran out of time and room. But I'll take that over forcing it downfield and possibly having it intercepted. It's something. This is a good base.
Rodgers now on 3rd and goal.
You think it'll be a pass?
A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be 4th and goal. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now. As the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
And typically that's going to be something you want to do to supplement, coverage underneath these man coverages. That's basically the idea. The man coverages can't get beat on slants and stuff like that. So having this guy in a crow flat's going to help you cut it out of those type of drives. Typically with sides, do that because you can put both sides. You can put both defensive ends on those type of routes. One guy.
Good fucking D.
They're turned away on 4th and goal. And this Cowboy defense comes up with a goal line stand.
But ultimately, that's where it will help. You also have the option if you want to put this guy in vertical hook. You want to try to get help taken that way, but then you only have 2 pass rushers. Certain leagues don't allow that.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
And
now their defense came through with the goal line stand, got him the ball back. Let's see what they can do about it. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone.
Damn, fellas.
And that'll be a safety.
All right.
You know, a man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory.
Good shit.
These safeties are so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 goals.
I think he's got a great point. I really do.
Good
I would
shit.
go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a forward defender. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now.
I need some payback for that.
Come up to 6. But ultimately, I would set it up something kind of like this, where you basically just bringing these guys in for run lanes. And then you got your cornerback here. I just keep him outside. But ultimately, since he's in a cover 2, you can bring him down, which is nice. So you have what looks like a 4-4 setup inside the box, which is going to be best against a good run defense. You can see earlier, he did a good run. He gets nowhere, he gets about a yard. But ultimately, like I said, it's just a good play to mix in, because people just don't have, people just seem to have a hard time throwing against defenses like this. They just don't diagnose it well, and they typically don't do a good enough job of, most people don't know how to run against it. So it's something that I definitely think
We let him get it all.
ultimately, like I said, it's a little bit of a risky coverage.
We got that too.
I definitely recommend throwing
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside. And he just showed it right there.
The most spotty is the mid to underneath coverage. This is another scenario too where I would typically
I would typically put one of these defensive ends into the foot to give myself
Ooh, good looking out.
coverage. Like I said, if I'm in coverage, I'm coverage. If I'm blitzing, I have my blitz place for that. But this is typically the look just so I can make sure I'm taking away all the moving stuff. The backside's really solid. So it's really the intermediate stuff that I find needs the most help. And you see we got man real cover now. And we have coverage, you know, all over the place. So, like I said, a really good
Good looking out.
That's why we got the fire.
Back in this bitch.
Fire 3.
It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the third quarter. This is Tony Pollard. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Make sure we just pass once again. If I have time, bringing this guy out is going to be a good idea, but it's not something that you have to do. It's just going to make the play a little bit better. And you can see, I don't know if I think he has passed there because he didn't come off that edge.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Against,
they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something that I'm going to bring this guy outside. Bring this guy through now, left foot turn. That's pretty much going to be the look. This is a look where, and I don't have to be like all the yards per hour, can't do. This is a look where you're going to get either outside pressure or grab the big out there. You can see that out straight, but that was going to be a field goal.
And that's a second touchdown.
So we said shifting this whole thing over, get this guy over wide, and we bring this guy down, and bluff, and make sure to guess pass. That's all we're doing right now. So guess and pass, trying to pull this guy through it. He's coming off the edge. There you go. It's a quick, you got to get quick pass out. So you got the quick pass out twice. Like to get that sack there. Like I said, just got maybe, you know, if I leave him a little bit closer, maybe I'm moving out too far. You know, it's that part's a little touchy, but like I said, right here, this is pretty much the look. And I also find it best to have this bluff blitzer all the way out and try to pull the line as much as possible. Because bluff blitzing really does work, and then there we get the sack, the should have been sacked. But you can see that they're really finding the important part is the drag that I made. So let's do this one more time. So put this guy over here, bluff blitzing, guess pass. This should pretty much be the look right here. So now we're going to get that edge pressure, and once he's getting planted, and we almost got an reception too, but you can see he's coming off the backside really easily. Except we have the zone linebacker blitz. This play here, just put the defense ready to get their next drive underway. Pretty much all they do. Step down to the box here, put my opening drive to have. Guys right now, as they go on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything different just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
3 yards to gain there, second down.
A couple different ways of running.
And we see another pitching catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because they're going to make people miss in the open field. Really generate big plays for offense.
Now he'll let it go deep right side.
There we go.
Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Anthony. And the
There we go.
possession as they get a 42-yard
I'm just waiting for it.
Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision gets skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers
Brown with his step up.
oftentimes you're not closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball, and that one was
both
picked off.
sides, really. Both linebackers are really coming in. The block back has to choose. So if you get a rollout, you're going to get a sack.
Ah, good shit, good shit.
62 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Except we have the OLB Fireman. I find this is a good defense against inside runs. I like to spread the defensive line and pinch the linebackers. We're basically, like I said, it looks like there's a gap right
So they go from 142-yard line to the other as they come up now first and 10.
To the running backs, it's usually pretty good at stopping inside runs. So if somebody's hitting you relentlessly with inside runs,
You'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's second and 4.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball-controlled football, sustained runs, taking their
So it's
time
also a good
and
idea
making it
considering
work.
that it would make
Second
people
down and
outside
4.
to bring these safeties outside just so they can kind of contain if it does, if they do decide to do an outside run.
And for one of the few times here today, this one's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
All we're going to do here, bring this guy outside, pinching the line, if there's the threat of a run play, I wouldn't necessarily say pinching the line, but pinching the line, bringing this guy right in here before I drop back as a user. This is pretty much going to be the look. I mean, the safety is off there on the edge. Collect this pass.
Good catch, good catch, good catch. He's good D, though.
It's a run that's blocked. These guys both out to the edge.
Yeah, good D.
But ultimately, really, like the running back, considering that he's facing, the direction he's facing for any play actions or handoffs, you have to make sure that you
10th carry now for Elliott. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
And when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Elliott going to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7 reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
A 1st down carry by Elliott. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. They'll try to throw now. Prescott firing quickly here, and that's complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And Zerline's kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 8. Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
After the made field goal, Zerline back out there now to send this one away. Rodgers on the return. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And remember, despite giving up the field goal, this is still a one-score game. They're in need of the touchdown and a 2-point conversion. A field goal on this drive likely doesn't do them much good. Escaping the pressure right. And that's complete to Adams. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. First play of the drive in their hip pocket. Of course, the focus here has to be the touchdown or the two-point conversion. Field goals aren't going to help you.
Yeah, but how about that first play of the drive? Just to get them started, nice gain, got some positive momentum going. They're on their way, and they don't have to rush.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. Now Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. The Packers on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Rodgers going to throw. And that will be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
That was the game.
Now we're going to have all these players are going to react to me. You see
Gave it back
right
to him.
He got the ball out, but you can see, I mean, that's just something that he just sprinted out there. Just going to watch the replay real quick. So like I said, whether it's in single back or shotgun,
here we
see,
go.
You can see this guy here. He's just going to straight up the edge. There's nothing there. I wish he took more of a linear path, but it's still a pretty good. That's the bottom line. The running back is taken up by the inside.
Looking deep downfield.
Really has to choose what to do.
There's one that's intercepted.
Picked
off by Trayvon Diggs.
Except with the goal too far.
And he takes this one back
You got
into
it,
the
Cash.
end zone. And the Cowboy defense has a
We're going to
touchdown.
shift the defense.
That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able
around the edge there, but the running back did pick him up. And Wentz is running for his life. But you can see, I mean, that's the bottom line. You're getting that outside pressure. So we'll go ahead and we'll do that one more time. Shift, gas pass, bluff blitz, bring him down this gap. I said if you have time, bring him out swing to make that his opportunity to get away from the blocking back a little bit better. Well, you can see it's pretty consistent. He's coming in unblocked most of the time. Right there, he comes around him. Tried to switch over and finish that. But the bottom line is you're seeing the looping pressure that you're getting. Go to the replay on that particular play. It's not really much to it. The fact that I moved him out a little bit on the second try is why he had a better opportunity to beat that running back. You can see right there, he kind of got suction blocked, which in my opinion is BS, because right here you can see he's right at the guy's face. Ultimately, though, without a blocking back, he'd be planning Carson Wentz within the first couple of steps. Except out of the 4-300, we have the cover 2 man. So this is a good base defense. I find that I typically want to have it lined up, man aligned, and kind of looking like a 5-2. I'll take the guy over the running back in hopes that the running back doesn't, go out on a pattern, and I can kind of, I can roam free. But ultimately, I have the option of putting one of the defensive ends in either a curl flat or a hard flat or whatever extra stuff I want to do. Typically, I want to do that on whatever side has the most receivers. I find that against run defense, it really doesn't make a huge difference to do that. You can see, they're pretty much a coverage sack. I really didn't do too much. But, good coverage on whether it's run or pass. Typically, if you're against a 3-wide set, you don't want to do it. Like I'm in a 3-wide set, I'm in a disadvantage here with the linebacker. But if you're going against heavy sets, you'll find it's a pretty good base defense against both. Next up, we get the FS Fire 3. So this is something I typically use as a run defense. Just bring this guy down here, so he's right at the line. And then typically I either hard flat or I'll straight up just blitz this guy, make sure he has outside contain. Typically cover 3s are not that great when it comes to runs to the edge. But with that type of setup, it's going to force a lot of runs back inside like it did there. So we have essentially a stretch alert looky, but if we set this up properly, we're going to have you know, pretty much good outside run containment and inside run containment. As you can see, my opponent's pretty much, you know, left with no option to go back inside. Against inside runs, there's no real difference in setup. You have the option, if you want, to put the defensive line on a pinch, but I find it's not really necessary. It's pretty good gap control, and you can see that if you're running in the direction of blitz and safety, you're going to have a free defender stopping the run by itself a lot of times. Next up, we have the Mike Sam Crash Press. So this play here, I'm going to do is I'm going to shift the whole line and bring this guy here out of it. Then I'm going to put this guy here on a bluff blitz and bring him down into the gap and guess pass. And that's pretty much going to be all she wrote. We're going to get some edge pressure. We're going to get some A-gap pressure. As you can see right here, basically it was a switch pressure, which is why that worked. We'll go to the replay. Basically, a lot of times these edge guys will switch and give up the inside lane, but it really doesn't matter because it's really a 2-on-1. You can see he's got to choose one, and they're both at a disadvantage. So it doesn't really matter. The running back is blocking, but he's basically taken out of the play with the play action, and then we get edge pressure pretty much, you know, pretty consistently. Next up, out of the big nickel over G, we have the cover 2-man. Make sure you have safeties at the linebacker spots, so you have speed, and you have linebackers at the end spots. So here we are. I mean, this is a good pass defense. We have safeties at linebackers, so that's going to help me with speed. You have linebackers at defensive ends. Typically, they'll have a little bit of more mobility, a little bit more, you know, more present ability to cover the higher zone coverages. I typically want to put one of the defensive ends.
One more quick one.
More space. This actually this side, so I actually messed that up. But ultimately, yeah, you have two receivers on the left side, so I'm going to want to put that guy plus the running back counts as a receiver. So 3 on one side, so we're going to want the extra defender. I typically want to make sure that I'm taking away any gaps, shifting the line. If it's an inside zone here, shifting the line to try to take that away a little bit is going to be helpful. And this is pretty much going to be the look. But you can see the man coverage is going to take away stuff like that.
We got a die hard.
I feel like man coverage
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we are inside of the very spacious Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. Just as we were ready for air, it was the Colts emerging from the locker room to greet
T-Lope 54 versus Colts 45. How about that?
Next up, we got the cover 6 trap. Cover 6 and the cover 9 are just good defensive mix up. I pre-snap the line and I take it a little bit. So we basically have like you know, edge containing to this side. When I play like this, I mean, obviously if it's a run, it's going to be to this direction, so I'll shift a little bit. But I find that you can set up a good run defense pre-snap. I don't know what the play is going to be here. I have it on random. But you can see, I mean, it's a good defense on both sides. It's just a good run defense. It's a good pass defense. It's just a good base defense. I definitely mix it up in my gameplay quite a bit. I find that most people don't know how to read it, they don't know how to diagnose it, and they don't know how to run play it, more importantly. So a lot of times they're just guessing. So this is not something that I run a lot necessarily, but I run it enough. I mix it in enough that I really have found some really positive results that result in a lot of interceptions and stuff like that when people don't know what they're looking at.
They find some open field here. And they work
next up, we got the strong
Good shot.
Opening quarter, his opening carry of the game.
So this play right
I think
here,
they'll give it to him a few more times, as they should.
You're exactly right about that. With that type of a run, you want to repeat it many times until they show signs of stopping it. I think he did his visualization exercises before this one, and they're paying off.
Right for the gap here. So now we have him in an A gap. And then we're just going to guess pass, bring this guy down. And this is going to be our user. We have to use it quite a bit over the middle, but the ultimate goal is to get these edge pressures, which are really fast. So it's worth it. I mean, if they get the pass off, even in this scenario, which is like I said, it's a shotgun look.
Gatorade, fellas. We gonna make it.
As we step aside here in this first quarter.
You can really come down to whatever gap you want. I'll do it again on both sides, and we're basically just getting an instant edge pressure. So right here, I mean, if you want to do it the other way,
Alright, let me get some subs in. Let me get some subs in, baby.
I said I can switch this guy, but blitz it really doesn't matter. But it typically has to be this setup where you have to be on this side of the play. So you go have to do that. He said QB spine can help pull the blocker a little bit more. As you can see, it's so fast.
Yes, he is. Appreciate it, appreciate it.
The CD, I mean, there are touchdown runs, and then there are touchdown runs, and that one certainly fell into the latter.
Good shit, fella. Good block, good block.
A couple exclamation points.
I thought you had me with the dive.
That's when everyone looks at their teammates and starts shaking their heads a little bit because now you're wondering, what are we in for? We're all waiting to try and slip into big play possesses, and he wanted to take him one downs in the very first quarter.
Let's go, let's go.
He covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats.
I just feel like I don't think cover 2 is as good this year for one thing. That's probably one of the bigger things. But ultimately, I feel like I just feel like the amount that I have to cover, the backside might be covered a little bit better. But ultimately, I feel like me as a user, I really have to cover a little bit more here, which I would like. But we're getting really good pressure. That's all that matters, I guess.
Now after
Next
the
up, we got
touchdown,
the
it's
weak safety blitz
Zerline kick it away.
So this play right here, we're going to want to flip this whatever way that
Here's Isaiah Rodgers to return.
Like here, he's going to run.
And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
Doesn't play action, he's going to the left, all that stuff. We're going to want the guy coming off the backside. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to shift the entire defensive formation in that direction. Then we're going to put this guy here on a blitz as well and user these safeties. So this is basically going to be the setup, guess pass, and the guy's going to come off the backside edge. Now, I'm pretty much going to be using the entire center of the field with the safety here, but that's fine because the pressure's worth it. You can see there, maybe come
For my league games.
With 2 guys, really, we're getting pressure there, but you can see how easy that is.
First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor.
I've been getting my head cracked in my league games. Try to get some tips. Stop getting my head cracked.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
So based off of how fast
this to Taylor,
blitz gets
he'll be upended at the 28-yard
Good shit, good D. 2 more times, 2 more times.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
No problem considering the lack of time that we have to throw the ball on. I didn't really see what happened because I wasn't.
They'll try and run for the first one.
Ah, fuck. Good shit, good shit.
Now 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a first down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
Glad to push him back in quarterback space.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
If you run it like this, and you can run it like this, where
now they'll throw it. Wentz.
Too much. You have to basically set
Good D, good D.
I typically
Throw there, nearly an opening drive, INT.
Yeah, I like to run more. I'm trying, that's why I'm labbing. I'm labbing trying to find more fucking passing plays. I end up in too many motherfucking situations in my league where I got to pass. I ain't got no passing plays. I need shit for when I'm down by 14. I need some stuff for when I'm down by 14, you know what I mean?
Put him in a QB spy, which helps him for blockers a little bit more, in my opinion. Like I said right here,
2nd and 10.
We're getting edge heat right off the backside. Next up, we got to cover for a drop contain.
To throw is Wentz. Buying time to his left.
Entire formation.
Yeah, I left him all alone. Oh, he dropped it. Wow. Okay, then Madden. Yeah, I thought that was a motherfucking catch.
Typically pinch the line, just take away.
That's what I was saying. Damn, I left him all by himself. We ain't gonna do that no more.
Like I said, if the running back has a possibility of going in this direction, I'll bring this guy down pre-snap just to have him in that position. Then I'll bring this guy over so I have him.
Let's go, fellas. We need to turn over.
But ultimately, this is like
We need to turn over. You better start double tapping shit. Double tap shit, put a heart on it, and it'll become one of your favorite plays.
Ultimately, like I said, you're not going to get a lot of passes. So this entire formation is really good when it comes to passing.
Oh, good shit. I wasn't able to set my dudes to play underneath. I would have had it. And that was Diggs. Good pass, good pass.
This guy here,
and wound up turning it into a big play. And the next gen stat shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Now Wentz.
Yeah, I got it. I got that one. Yeah, I'm gonna hit you with it too.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, Wentz.
Oh, fumble. You better go out. Good shit.
Obviously, a big play was needed, and you can see his eyes light up as he realized there's absolutely no one in front of him. And he takes off and goes a long way. Not only does he pick up a first down, but a big gain to boot.
So I find that I typically want to use this guy. I don't find this
and he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Good first step there defensively, but they're still knocking on the doorstep. So maybe another run here?
I think so. One of my favorite coaches used to say, son, if you can darn near
okay. Good shit. One more time. Let's give him a loss.
Good job of just pinching the defensive line and then moving the linebackers out and do a decent job of taking care of the run. But it's ultimately like a 3rd and long, 4th and long. It's pretty hard to throw into that.
Yeah, good shit.
I find this is part of the run defense goes.
I wasn't moving fast enough.
Keeping it himself from a yard out.
The only thing
And
is,
the
you
Colts
don't
are
really
an
have
extra point away from tying up this
you
football
can
game.
pinch the defense for inside runs, but that's probably your best option. It's not something you necessarily want to use.
Extra point by Batchley up and good. And they will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play.
Ed Warren really are going to take care of pretty well. So,
Each team's had it. Each team has scored 7-7 here as the kick's away.
That's pretty much it. Make it almost look like a speed version of a 3-4. And you're pretty much going to have as good a thing as you can expect against people that are coming in a lot of wide packages, like gun packages like I'm doing right now. So, like I said, just pinching, bringing this guy in. So
that's what we here for.
Inside zone.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little bit of the wind out of this offense, it seems, because they ended up going pretty good last time, too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
Pay attention to them, fellas. Pay attention to them. They're going to tell us everything. They're going to tell us everything. Ooh. They lied.
After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard
Alright.
gain.
Let's roll.
Former teammate of mine, we used to call him the trash man. His ability to see through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your right linebacker.
Next up, we have the Buck Slant Show 2.
Third down, it's
So this
Prescott.
play right here, I think we're going to bring this guy out a little bit, bring him down the line.
Good shit.
move this guy back, I put my guy down, put this guy right here, and block
Many
this.
times when you talk about
put myself in a
quarterbacks, you
key
get the
spot,
sense that they feel like
draw
they
the
can get
attention
out
to
of
the line a
any
little bit
bad
better.
situation.
See
They
right
keep
here,
moving around and
I didn't
trying
get
to emulate
past,
guys like the Scrambler or the
forgot,
Dodger.
you saw the guy
Instead, they keep
hesitate
losing
there.
yardage
Go
and
to
losing
the
yardage
replay.
and digging themselves a hole
But yeah,
that they
that
can't
was
get
the
out
one
of.
part that I missed there. If you guess pass, you won't hesitate like you did on this play. Just come screaming in.
51 yards on the punt there. And the Colts will go on offense here, first and 10.
A run, but ultimately we'll get a smoother transition if you guess pass. So I'll go and I'll do that again. Like I said, we're just going to put this guy here on a bluff blitz and bring this guy down, put him on a QB spy. Like I said, I like this guy out a little bit more and a little bit down the line, but it's really not, you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter as much as the two that I did on this side over here, the QB contain and the bluff.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And that last drive was so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively,
Next up,
you almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter.
this is one of my more favorite base
Those
defenses when
guys
it
on
comes to
offense and
passing
find a way to
defense.
run through
If
them
you
and
have
go around them to
four
get to the
receivers
face
on
of
one
the pass.
side, then the other side of the receivers on the right side, three receiving
They've got to try
typically
something
to
because
give
right
myself
now
a
they're just cutting
zone
them to shreds.
in that direction from one of the defensive ends,
On
which
first
is the
and
outside
10,
linebacker,
here's
just going to help
Wentz.
out.
Complete to Hill.
The running back goes
He'll
up
get it to
the
the 40. Broke a tackle there to get some extra yardage.
middle.
A gain
It's
of
pretty good
6
on
there
defense.
on
First play didn't really
first.
work out too well. But
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop it before you get the steal.
Come on, fellas.
We brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36.
And
Brandon, you know the expression, he just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. All he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Defense against the run pass. I really have too many issues there. I said, don't bother
Wentz
with that.
now on first
But you still
down.
have the same issues you would have against
He's caught Michael
Pittman.
Pittman. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it with an eyelash. Dropped it to 1. Big play that time.
Good shit, good shit.
35 yards.
Next up, we have a safety strong 3. So with pinch one more time, you can align, you can hit right triangle then base align so that your coverage is a little bit further back with the cornerbacks. Because obviously you don't want that to be pinched. But like I said, this is pretty much a look at the safety down the box. I don't think I did the
They'll look to run with 2.
The fuck?
Jonathan Taylor taking it in from a yard out. And the Colts have taken the lead.
But you got over it on the sack anyway.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7.
Put this guy in, get some pass. It's the baseline, get it back.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown.
The board here, like I said, it doesn't really matter what gap line.
Now Pollard.
They're trying to pull this
And a nice return sets him up pretty good right at the 30-yard line.
A little bit of a switch block right there, but you can see it's coming off that edge quick. Next up, we got the under smoke 2. This play finds best just to pinch the defense. That's pretty
About
much
set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. That 7-0 lead there is short-lived as they've not given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Oh, good shoestring. Fuck, that's the only motherfucker I needed to beat.
So what was the formula they got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they get this game tied up.
It's cool. We get another look. We get another look.
First, here's 2nd and 3.
That was a key elimination. When the running back was blocked and it was back.
A give to Elliott running left.
That was exactly.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
It looks like
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
They try and run on first down, but to no avail. Tackle for a 2-yard 1-yard loss in the backfield.
By his running back because he got
Tough one
that
right there. He ran right to the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stop that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to hold on to something a little more advantageous.
But for some reason, all you really have to do is bring this linebacker down.
Prescott's throwing there, caught by Gallup.
And we see
The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now. As the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
Even if he doesn't
Wants an extra defensive back in there now on third down.
But a lot of times the Packers just don't really rush it.
Prescott now at the 50.
It just goes right around. So this is something that
It's complete. He is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
Oh, that's a big let off there on third down because you've got to counter the running back coming out of the backfield. Can't take it, and they got to burn, not just for a first down, but for big yardage as well.
Prescott on first down.
Yeah, way to throw it away. Way to throw it away. He's about to fuck that up.
Downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So like I said, Gus pass, bring this guy down. By half time, bringing this blitzing cornerback in would make the most sense. But if I don't have time, like I said, you have a pretty easy
Here's
start.
second and 10.
This guy is left blitz would also help out with the pressure. But like I said, these things are all, they're all not 100% mandatory. You can see we're getting some really fast pressure once again.
To the
from
air
that
again,
safety.
Prescott.
So I feel like this
And
formation
that's
as a whole
complete to Dalton
has something to
Schultz.
do with it, but
And they'll have
ultimately
it
that
in the
play
red zone before he
is working
crosses
the best.
over out of bounds.
As you can see, once again, I'm
We
just
didn't need to
watching
ask
that
around the
dude
league, but we
coming
got to
around.
confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are
As
toward
you
the
can
end of the
see
first
right
half,
here,
and that's
he's
the first
just
target, not just the first
sprinting in
catch,
here.
first target.
You know what I mean? Like it's just insane how he's just not getting touched at all on pretty much all these plays where he's just, I don't know, that extra. I don't know if that
So
extra
from
blitz
inside
coming
the
off
20,
the
here's
bar,
first and 10 at the 18.
But this is pretty incredible. So
From the red
another
zone
one,
now,
If
Prescott.
you want help, I just want to show you support. Head over to my
Over the
Patreon,
middle,
get my
Mark
account.
Cooper, it's
Great
complete.
content
And the
like
Cowboys are going to have a first and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. Another 13 yards there twice in a row, and they're on the move. Another first down as well.
Need fast, cheap, reliable mud coins? Go to MMOXP.com for the cheapest coins on the market. And use discount code MONEYSHOT for an additional 5% off your
Line of
next order.
scrimmage
Link in the
once again
description
the
below.
5 as they get ready for second and goal. Now contact up front is penalty markers.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I can use that.
Because I'm having a free ebook, although I can't give away a free ebook on YouTube, obviously. It's a video, not the written version like normal, but this is a full breakdown of the Steelers offense. This is one of the
Here's
best
another
passing
second and goal, this time from half the distance closer.
when it comes to some of the formations that it has. And I want to bring that to you guys through because once the best I give you guys the entire breakdown. To be honest,
Good shit, fellas. Good shit.
Ezekiel Elliott in the final seconds of the first half. And the Cowboys have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half.
So today, for Steelers, let me know in the comment section what you would like the next full breakdown video to be about. Which offense
I didn't know they give you that effect in this early in the game. I thought that was only at the end of the game.
videos don't get as many views as my normal videos, but I still.
Oh, okay. Right. All right.
If you want to check out all our ebooks in the description below, go to myboyshow.com. You get all of
This
those.
one tied at $14. He sends this one
Check that out
away.
as well. Link in the description below. And you get all my full breakdowns and extra schemes. All my joint now community.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
Other than that, let's get right into the video. Next up, we got the PA shot goes.
Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, with not much time, we'll see how they play this. Wentz now on first down. Looking for Campbell downfield.
Oh, ski.
And that will be incomplete.
It's going to be an explosive play like this if you run it to the open side of the field all the way on the
They're not
half.
content to run this one
So
out
this
as we
is
head
the
towards
scenario
the
where I
half,
can
trying to hit a
have
big
that
chunk
space
play right there
to create
and
separation.
add to
If
their
you run from the
score.
center,
This is a confident group. At the very least, they're
it's
thinking
going to
field
be
goal.
a
And I
little
don't
bit
blame
harder
them
to
one
make
bit.
that
I
big
don't
play.
think you
You
sit
probably
on the
most
ball
likely
going
have
into
to.
the half when
You
you
can
have a
throw it
chance
either
to put some
one,
more points
but
on
you
the board.
probably most likely have to
Not
save
wanting to
catch.
take a chance
And
this
I'm going to
time.
take
They'll keep it on the ground. Taylor's got the
actually,
first
you know, I
down and
still have
more.
space there, so I'm
And
going
away
to
out to the
space
46. So 2 quarters down, 2
Next up, we
remain.
got the
Charles and I
vertical.
return after the break.
Final adjustments taking place in both teams' locker rooms. We're closing in on the second half. And to
Against
bring it your
cover
way, let's go
three,
back up to
in cover
Indianapolis
two, most
and
likely
rejoin
put the
Brandon
X route
in
on the
charge.
drag,
And we
block the
welcome you
run
back
back.
now.
The
Alongside
drag's been
Charles
checked
Davis
down against
operating
cover
gun,
three.
getting
The
set for
RG route
quarter
getting
number
open
3
right
here.
in the seam. It's pretty consistent play. Against cover two,
And ready to
Let's
get
play
the
some
party
D, fellas.
started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard.
Two, we can just change this up.
Drive will start at the
Blaze up, coach.
25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return
So,
it.
like I said, right here, E-Rock gets outside of cover two. Tight throw, bit to the boundary. He didn't even catch it. We'll do it one more time. So against cover two, you can motion snap him because if you let him get set all the way to the boundary, that's part of the problem as to why he ran out of space. So like I said, right there, cover two, get outside. Quarterback trailing a little bit. I keep it there and put the
The
drag.
offense at the line and
that's part
set
of
to
the
go.
drag.
It's a tied football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
The drag will have
They
to let
probably
cover
just
two
looked
safety
at things and said,
down.
we're
So,
fortunate.
Ah.
It's a tie game. No need to
Good
panic.
shit.
No need to change a
Oh,
whole
there is
lot.
catching.
We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so
Looks like we
we
got
don't
the
have to
full
go out and win one.
Yeah, I think I had him come up too much.
So here's a first and 10 at the 38.
Catches the boundary. Depending on how much space you have. If
They'll
you have
fake the give to
more
Taylor.
space,
Now
it'll be a little
Wentz.
easier. Obviously, I'm going to
Flush down
field.
right.
There's a good pass.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage.
Next up, we got the Jets.
He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
Partner, he was going through his
Good
progressions.
trick play,
Not
run,
there,
throw,
not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the
Good
hit
trick
for
play,
good
run,
measure.
your opponent every once in a while. It's best if
Good shit.
This is Hilton on the receiving end. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 31-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because his zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick
Next
up
up,
the
we got
first
the
down.
Slogo scene.
Throwing on first is Wentz.
There we go. There we go.
Catch intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon
So,
Diggs.
this is another
And the
cover
Cowboys are going to have it here at their own 15.
No, I was cover what?
Drive that had real promise here.
I was playing man. I was playing man.
Derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive
Mm-hmm.
going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Next up, we got the Z play.
Oh, fuck. I ain't time my motherfucking Ooh, I ain't bust my move on you. I ain't time it. Good shit.
That's going to bring up second and
Good
11.
shit.
Charles, when we talk about free safeties, I think one word comes to mind, range. And we saw an example of a rangy free safety right there.
Good tackle. Good open field tackle.
Where did he come from? He covered a lot of ground in a short amount of time.
Next up, we got
Yes, she did.
Before he got back to the line of scrimmage.
So this is a play here. It's a good cover three play. Just going to run away from the box safety.
Ooh, where? I ain't see him. Good shit. Good shit.
Whatever side what I'm trying to do, whether it's
Credit
a
him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
So
Damn, fellas.
After the sack, they'll come up now, third and long.
Yeah, I'd be surprised to see them run the ball here. Just try and get
I
some
want to throw
space.
the ball. So like I said, right here, cover three safeties on this side. Got to throw the ball.
Now on
Gotta
third
go to
and
the
long,
side,
they'll
cover
look
three
to
safety
throw.
or not. They're
Got
both
his
good
man there,
calls.
complete together.
Cover three, cover four.
Okay then. Okay then. That's what's up.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his
I seen you in that mid blitz. That mid blitz is terrible.
And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
That's going to be your one-play touchdown. It's really that simple.
On first down, Elliott. And he can only manage to get a couple. Second and
They
8
will
coming
do
up.
cover 4.
Tough
They
day,
said you really
tough
just
sledding right
bullet
there, and it's
passes
been that
away.
way the
Once
entire
they
game.
cross the safety,
Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Once
Yeah,
that
you're right. It's been
B-route
that way
crosses
all
that safety,
afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better
you
there.
really just got to
The last
drag
run got
catch
a
it
couple.
too.
Here's second and 8.
Make sure you secure
Here's
that catch.
Prescott.
Next up, we got the slugger to see.
Ah, good shit. Good shit. Good tackle.
And that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back, especially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver.
Ooh, you had me. You had me. You had me. Oh, man, you had me. Good looking out. Damn.
Without weakening our overall defense. You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Basically, it beats that safety because Jamal Adams cover a lot of space. If you mess up that throw, he's going to make up for it and find it.
We needed that.
Next up, we get the tight end attack.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Just streak the A-route.
It'll be a handoff to Pollard.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
2nd and 6.
But ultimately, against cover 2, the B-route will get outside release of the cornerback and just bullet and pass lead to the sideline. Make sure that you safe catch on the sideline so you don't go out of bounds. Next up, we got the Y stick. Just put the A-route on the streak, and the B-route will beat the cover 2 safety outside. The second gets past the cornerback.
And that is
Typically,
going to
just
do
a
it.
bullet and a pass
This
lead
third quarter of
safety.
action.
It's all about time.
This is the
Good game. Good game.
National
You're going
EA
to
Sports.
have more separation from the safety, but it's not going to be enough. This isn't the type of play they're going to hit a home run against a cover 2. Next up, we got the halfback inside zone. It's another play for the formation.
Ah, good tackle. Good shit.
If you have to kick outside, I mean, it's a really
No
good
gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
You don't really need, like I said, that guard does a good job of holding the point of attack. And then he does a good job of by the time that you get there, like, he creates that lane, like right there, and then he also kills off. So here, I mean, that cornerback, or that receiver just blasted that cornerback to the background. So that's just a really good run right there.
Prescott.
Really consistent run. Next up, we got the PA counter shot.
And this is caught.
He's only quick touchdown against cover 3.
And they'll take it into the end zone.
Good shit, fellas. Good shit. I was really going to my underneath cap. For real, for real. You had him covered. I was just trying to get the first.
Now Zerline on and the extra point.
Caught y'all slipping. Good shit, fellas. Appreciate it.
The score 21-14.
Let's go. D up. D up. We got that momentum back, baby.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
Just float it up, get a little bit of an animation there, but you'll typically get more separation.
Bringing it out of his end zone, Isaiah Rodgers. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The type of play, I personally like to flip it and go the opposite way. And based off of the fact that you have that overpowered 3 tight end, look, you'll see that, typically the formation.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense is spotted yet, and he will go down. The Cowboys
that guy will get that block.
oh, so deep. The defensive tackle getting in there for a loss of 5.
So it's best just to go outside. But a lot of times, if you have a fast enough line, you will get that block.
2nd and 15.
Except we got the off tackle. Against man, it's probably best to run to the tight end side of the stretch. Against zone, typically run it the other way.
Another try after the first down sack. Wentz.
Good motherfucking D.
Picked off about the 31.
As you can see, that's just
Okay then, fellas. Okay then.
And the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. Zerline now for the PAT.
But it's really all about how that left tackle handles that extra defender.
He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14.
Nice consistent run.
Way to take control, fellas.
Against cover 4,
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a hell of a momentum shift.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
If we can only make this transfer to the leagues. Let's go, baby.
Look right there. Down the street there.
In the offense at the line and set to go. We'll see if they can band back together after the pick six. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A two-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock. Looking for Campbell downfield.
Ah, good D. Way to recover. Way to recover. Way to recover.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
The cornerback won't stay with the F route. We'll eventually have to drop down. Let's go to the replay to show that a little better. But ultimately, that's going to be a really big play against cover 3. Going on, let's watch the replay. It's also going to be a play against cover 2, which I'll show you in a minute.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line.
He's going to start off by going with
Now Wentz.
3. And then he's going to eventually drop off.
Ah!
Incomplete.
Good shit, good shit.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. That's complete to the running back, Naeem Hines. And he's going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
It's short shot run, depending on what you're looking at. It's just a consistent bread and butter run. These zone reads are pretty good. I don't think this is necessarily
Throwing its Wentz.
one of the better ones, but it's it's definitely
They'll
consistent.
find Paris Campbell. That's complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
Especially when you have the guys split out like that linebacker there, that's not actually getting away. So ultimately,
On first down, Wentz. Flush to his right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
And then we're just it's going to be at that kind of attack. Pretty consistent, like I said, bread, butter, run, formation, like this, and they run a lot.
After the incomplete pass here now is 2nd and 10.
Another good play. An outside run.
Play action. Now
Pretty consistent.
Wentz.
5 to 10 yards, depending on what defense
Looking
you're
for
at.
Campbell
Might be best
downfield.
defense,
Incomplete.
Also want to run
Good
the
effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
They're down 2 scores, and they need a quick one to try and get back into this one. That was one way to try and get it done. Unsuccessful.
I thought you had it too. I thought you was gonna get that motherfucker.
The Colts on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Again, it's Wentz.
Just kind of waiting for the X right here. You can see he gets across. That's that.
Ah! Oh! Motherfucker. He did it. Good shit. Good shit. Ah, that should have been a pick. Or a good tackle. God damn. Yeah, I'm right there. I'm on him.
It's not even getting to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
That's what you call game over right there.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
You can't really. That could be
From the red zone now, Wentz.
Part of the reason that the Sean
As he throws there, incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
I mean, he doesn't get touched because the RB route goes outside, he just slips underneath. And that's really what makes this play so successful. They can't really get the hands on him. Next up, we got the PA4. He's a cover 3 1-play touchdown with no adjustments. I'm going to block the RB route. Give myself plenty of blocking.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Once this guy gets past,
now Wentz again.
Touchdown. It's really simple.
Good D.
But it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Well, this drive, they're perfect 2 of 2 on third down conversions, but they need a full 10 yards here.
Ooh, we got to tell you.
Wentz.
Ooh, we got to tell you.
This is intercepted, and that should do it.
Oh, get up. Like they was about to let me get up. Yeah, good game, my man. Yeah, good game, my dude. Good game.
It can be a little bit spotty. Next up, we have the halfback inside zone. Another good inside run play. Nice bread and butter type play. I mean,
so the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They'll try and run some clock out.
I don't like how they got the effects on this game, though, man. It really fuck up how you can come back. You know what I'm saying? All that extra animation with your screen shaking and your audible lines being all squiggly. I think that's unnecessary, man.
On second down, Elliott once more.
Good D, good D.
Only to about the 6. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it, brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a comeback lane on you. He did that very well.
We praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes. Took a great angle right there. And this ball's broken up. The contact well timed there, and
just a cover 2 play, put the wire out on the street, and
here's Brian Anger now, as he'll punt it away for the second time.
It's going to get open to the sideline, just bull it, pass lead to the side, and make sure you safe catch so that you don't go out of bounds. Next up, we got the PA boot slide. So I thought
kick, 48 yards,
away, but
on
against
the
cover
return.
4,
And
you
will
want to
come
put
the
them
offense as they
on
take
a route
over.
or on a flat route. It really doesn't matter. Just something short like that. And they're gonna pull the coverage down. It doesn't really pull the coverage down.
The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive.
Flat,
and with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see do they rely more on the ground game here.
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because this confidence has to be shifted a little bit. And you just wonder, is it back to being starting to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
You just have to wait for that
They've certainly had trouble locking this defense through 3 and 3 quarters, so I expect it to get any easier now. You know they're going to be sitting back and waiting on everything, and they force an incompletion there.
He's got this one across midfield in the Cowboy territory.
So you really just have to wait for crossing the field.
They go to the ground again with
He's going to beat it over the top. I mean, nothing really pulling the cover 2 from the back. So that's part of the reason the flash is a lot like cover 4.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in the second half. Here's 1st and 10.
This here might be better if I do a
He
little bit.
lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And a high throw there as this is knocked away down to the
Good game, my man.
I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes his quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence. It borders on arrogance, and that can put your team into touch.
Yeah, especially maybe when he's looking some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second hefty adjustment. Whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
Against cover 2, streak the you're gonna have to streak the A route, and Deshaun will be a big play over top of the cover 2 cornerback. He's got to pull it, pass it to the outside, safe catch, stuff like that. Especially when you got a safety like Jamal Adams out there. Against man, I also like to put the X route on a drag, although the running back's a pretty good check down, but you could also block him. And then, I mean, this isn't a man coverage, but ultimately you're going to have a really good check down underneath with the drag, a really good, safe, easy catch and run. Next up, we got the bunch trail. Against cover 3, block the running back, block the tight end, shift the, slide the protection to the right, and then put the RB route on a smart route. And that's going to shorten him to the point where you're basically just waiting for this X route to clear, and I typically like to roll in that direction, but the protection wasn't holding up to let me. But it doesn't really matter. As you can see, it's a really big play. Against cover 4, just block the same 2 guys. The RB route, I mean, you can just put him on a drag. I'd say smoke the B route. Just short routes is all you really need, because ultimately you're just trying to create separation. There,